share my screen with you now. So if I click on this one, that screen, this is where it all goes wrong. Same old shit. You know, whatever. I'm used to it. I'm surprised more hasn't gone wrong. All right, so we should be live now.
Okay. Is it a problem if you give higher quality to me?
I don't want to give you too high quality because you know, my connection is like Stone Age. Right. All right. So YouTube live chat, can you hear me?
It only gets worse.
You should be able to hear that. And then once you can hear that, then we can get underway. Low IQ. Face.
Okay, the stream works.
Life has gone wrong. Face.
For me?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I've subbed to your channel. Really? Well, what a waste of time. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. Turn my mic up. See, that's weird. My mic is low for some reason. I really can't explain it. It's just like a really weird thing. All right, I'm turning my mic up. How is my mic?
It seems to be fine, though, when I listen to the stream.
Really? All right, how about that? Is that too loud?
Wait, let me mute you in the Discord for a second, just
All
to
right.
double check.
And then listen. I'll start the stream when we're ready to go. I don't know why my mic is low. It's incelibate luck.
All right, it's a tad bit low, I guess. You could turn it up like 30%, I think.
That's as high as it can go.
Wait, let me mute you in the Discord.
That's as high as it can go.
Well, can you go in the Discord maybe and increase the input volume or something like that?
That's. I know it's low. I know it's lower than usual, but I don't know why. I can't explain it. The sound is
Wait, could you go to the Discord for a second?
All right. I'm going into voice and video. My volume is up as much as
the input volume there.
Yeah, it
should be
100%.
All right, then there's nothing to do. I mean, it's not bad, you know. It's just not ideal. That's all.
All right. As long as no one talks all over me, then I guess I'll be okay.
Well, we'll try to respect that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So I have low volume today, guys.
What's the issue? Your volume's too low?
My volume is too low.
It's a tad bit lower. It's not terrible, but.
What about my volume?
Yours is high.
Yours seems to. Yeah.
Well, I'm always late because of my phenotype. Start the effing cream, he's saying.
All right.
Okay. I guess let's just get it underway. We'll be quick. Let's do a really quick stream, and then we can all be out of here and go bang our girlfriends, right? Okay. Let's do it.
2 hours.
Hey guys, it looks live. It's a Saturday night in your prime and you ended up here. Where did it all go wrong? Like, what courses of action did you follow to end up here? But I'm glad you're here. It's a Saturday night and wow, you're here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you to be here. Saturday night. Can you hear that? It's a Saturday night, just to remind you. Someone said the intro is powerful, unlike my central market value. It's FACEandLMS, and I'm back. Let's do a really quick stream today. All right, so I guess I should get, as always, 5 hours later, I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, so let me be really quick.
You're drunk.
I'm quite sober today. I think I'm in the right balance. But only 82 likes. Okay, more likes on the stream, please. I think I have the right balance of mind today. So I think today could be a fruitful, engaging discussion. All right.
Don't jinx it now.
Oh, I think I probably just did. What can I? Okay. So the previous live stream I did, not the one that no one could hear, or the audio didn't work. The previous live stream, I was trying to come to you as a sober. I was trying to come to you as sober as possible, but that didn't work because I was too sober. I wasn't in a talkative enough state, and my I was too nervous. It's ridiculous. I've been streaming for 2 years and I still get nervous. It's ridiculous. That's, I guess, it's social anxiety. That's what it is. That's it's unavoidable. So sometimes I come across as normal, I guess, like kind of. And sometimes like I'm just really nervous and I'm aware that everything I say is being judged. It's people say, "Oh, I've listened to Face's streams. I've heard him mess up on streams. That's why he can't get a woman." But people seem to ignore that when you're speaking to a woman in real life, you're not speaking to 1,000 people who potentially could be recording you. You're not having to be aware of every word you say, every syllable, for fear of being quoted and recorded. So it's a completely different thing, speaking to women in real life and speaking to 1,000 judgmental normie chads online. So it's a completely different thing. But yeah, the last stream I did, it sucked. I'm not going to lie to you. I'll upload it because I respect 1ncels for passing through and the guests for... Thank you, Buddy Boyo Radio. I'll get to you soon. I respect the guests for passing through and giving their opinion, but I was editing it this week, and I'm going to be honest, I sucked. There is no nice way of saying it. I was stuttering. I couldn't string a sentence together. I was too sober. Now there is sober. Let's break it down. There is sober where you haven't had enough drink, and there is sober, quote unquote, like in air quotes, where you're not in a talkative state. You're not you're not extroverted enough. You're not in an extroverted, outgoing state. So it's not necessarily that I have to be drunk to stream, but I need
Tipsy,
to
right?
be, yeah, not even just tipsy, but I need to be in an extroverted, outgoing state. Now, alcohol facilitates that. It does make it easier to be more outgoing, but that can happen without drink. But more often than not, I need the drink for it to happen. So yeah, I wasn't in the right state. You can hear that I just wasn't on top of my game in that stream. So it sucked. It's garbage. Don't listen to it. But if you want to listen to it, I'm gonna upload it this week at some time. I've edited out some of my and ah and ooh. I've edited that out, and it still sucks. It's still crap. But I'll let you guys decide. And you know, I'm not offended if you're like, man, this is a dumpster fire. Like, this is terrible.
Could be worse than stream last week.
No, oh well. I think the stream that failed last week, 20 minutes, was actually better than the 4-hour
man,
stream I did. Like, it was terrible. Like, it was awful. Please call 54. What happened to Truth Hurts? Yeah, okay. I should shout him out. 54 got 2 strikes. Face and DMB. Shout out to you. 54 got 2 strikes on his channel. Now, let me be clear. 54, this is not, I'm not trying to be rude or anything. This is like facts. 54 has a channel that's quite new. I think it's maybe 1 year old. it doesn't have much exposure. It doesn't have that many like subscribers. It's quite a new channel. So for him to have 2 strikes on a video on his channel, someone is deliberately out there trying to take him
Yeah,
down.
definitely.
So he took his channel down in advance, because if you get 3 strikes, you're out, you're done. And if you try to make a second channel, they'll ban you. So in what's the word I'm looking for? In preemptively, he took his channel down to prevent that 3rd strike. So he'll come back.
How long does it take for the strikes to go away?
I think 90 days or some shit.
Oh, that's decent.
Mm.
In
His
some
channel's
years,
so
that's
good.
not
So he'll be
much,
back. Hana, shout out to Hana. He said that the last I remember when I was doing this housekeeping 2 weeks ago, or no, last week, he said that the last stream I did sucked, and he's correct. It sucked. It was terrible. I apologize. Yeah, but hopefully today's stream is a bit more listenable. I'm gonna try and keep this to 2 hours, because I think 4 hours of me is too much, and I guess all of you have like girlfriends to be getting back to. So let me get this underway. Let's start with the guests. Do you want to introduce yourselves, Young Face and Red Pill Rebellion? Go whichever
all
one.
I'm gonna say
Yeah.
is, so I'm Youngface. Definitely a few people know me in the community, and shout out to my boy Zobri, my man, and that's all. That's all it is. Yeah.
And Red
Yeah,
Pill Rebellion.
Yeah, no, I'm Red
Too
Pill
busy
Rebellion.
banging a woman to actually get on the stream.
What? I didn't
Too
catch
busy
that.
banging a woman to actually. You missed your
you needed
cue.
to stop for a second.
Yeah, like just tell her you need a break. Tell her to go get a sandwich or something.
Yeah, I mean, I need to
Coffee
reload.
break. Yeah.
So yeah, no, I have a channel. It's mostly, I would say, red pill content. But I would say some of the content would be more black pill, if you will.
Someone says, "Why does Young Face have a voice changer on?" Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, right? Do I? I don't know.
But at least they can hear it.
Yeah, it works. That's good.
It works. That's all we need. Okay, let's get on to the content then. I think we've covered that.
Yeah, let's move on. The intro is already way
too long.
So.
All right. Okay, so this is an old. It's aging. This study came out maybe 2 years ago now, or a year ago, that 28% of men are unable, or last year, were unable to get intimacy. And in fact, a study came out more recently saying that it's risen to, I think it was 33%. So that statistic is rising. I thought that it was
Peaked out.
No, I thought that it would even out at like 20 odd, maybe, just getting towards 30% of men that can't get a girlfriend, but it's still rising.
30%.
It's still
I think 30%
rising.
is the baseline.
Yeah, possibly. It's still rising, and people don't want to acknowledge that that the incelibate community is a legit community, because where everything we say is based on statistics, facts. We have a growing army of men who corroborate what we say. It's getting harder to ignore the facts, but the media doesn't want to hear that. They'll blame it on we're just playing too many video games. We haven't tried hard enough.
I mean,
lots
I
of
guess,
men.
if I can interrupt,
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
The positive sign is that at least you can see the red community already starts to shift, their view a little bit, because the evidence is overwhelming. So that might be a positive indicator that even the normies or the media
Yeah.
might, in the future do the same. We don't know, but
So it seems as if
So-
lots of men are feeling the pinch, the grip, the change in women's inflated sensual market value and men's low sensual market value. So much so that studies are corroborating what we're saying. Memes, like 5 years ago, there were no Chad versus incelibate memes. There were no memes of that type. No one knew what a Chad was about 5 years ago. You've got guys like Sargon of a Cuck. You've got guys like him married to a single mom or dating a single mom. You've got guys like him who are using the word cope as a noun. No one used the word. Let me just tell you, for the people who don't speak English as a first language, no one used the word cope as a noun before 2015. It was always a verb. It was always, I'm coping with hardship. I'm
Well-
coping. But now it's a noun. Now it's like, that's a cope. That's a cope. And it comes from the incel community, because our reach is getting ever more broad, that even our jargon is spreading to normies.
Well, that first, it's actually that using cope as a, what do you call it, a verb or a noun. It's that's common in the red pill.
No,
Sphere.
trust me. No one I'm into the red pill. No one used cope before
definitely started in
PUAH,
the Black Pill.
before black pillars, before people who were into the looks, money, status ideology, propagated it. It comes from the black pill.
It goes through many
Yeah.
layers before it reaches the normies, though.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Yeah, no, you're right about that. It probably started with the incels or the black pill, then
Yeah.
it got to the red pill
Yeah.
and the
Okay,
PUAs,
from there it
and then it spread to
Yeah.
the more
To which the
normies.
gamers, probably gamers first, who are not like 100% normie, but still. And then maybe after that, normies, I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
Okay.
they didn't go straight to. It's not like everybody is tuning into black pill stuff. The red pill is orders of magnitude bigger than the black pill community.
Okay, so it's documented in charts, in experiments. Like, people have done experiments, online dating experiments. People who aren't affiliated with the black pill community have done experiments with Chad profiles, and they've come to the same what's the word I'm looking for? Conclusion as we have, that looks do overshadow they do overshadow a lot of flaws you may have in your personality, and they do get you your foot in the door when it comes to attraction.
I would say more
Jordan,
than your foot, but hey.
not foot, but something else. JPW, what's his name? Jordan, no, not Jordan P. Joseph Paul Watson, Black Pigeon Speaks, have spoken about inceldom, but
Joe Rogan, Jordan
everyone
Peterson.
it's not a basement dwelling niche community anymore. It's spreading so much because it's getting harder to cover up how broad the
it's
reach of.
overwhelming at this point.
Yeah, it's overwhelming. The Overton window of what attracts women is moving ever closer to the right. It's getting harder to ignore the facts in front of your face. So let me press on with this video. I hope you can all hear me. Let me press on with this video. All right, so I'll change screen. So this one. All right, so
Wait, Face, could you maximize maybe your...
can you
or is
see
that
that?
going to bother you? Just maximize the whole.
All right, I'll maximize it. So where is it? Here. So can you see that?
Yeah, that's better.
All right. So the fact that men are struggling today isn't even an incelibate only talking point.
Wow.
It's a mainstream talking point now, and I'll prove it to you with a meme such as this. Men are struggling to get intimacy is part of modern pop culture now.
I have a genuine question for all men. All sexually.
Right, my it's a bit
Yeah,
hard
it's a
to see
bit
this.
laggy, yeah.
Bit laggy. Right, so right, she said she has a question.
I have a genuine question for all men. All sexually active men, I should say. When a woman tells you, don't.
Right. It's a bit quick. Maybe you didn't get it first time round. I'll play it again so you get the joke, okay? One more time for the low IQ people like me.
I have a genuine question for all men. All sexually active men, I should say. When a woman tells you, don't.
Right, the joke is I'll pause it on
This is made by a woman?
Yeah. Well, who knows? It
Wow.
may
I
be
have
a
a
joke.
genuine question for all men.
I really should have rebooted before I did this. But yeah,
I
all right,
have
I'll play
a
that.
genuine question for all men. All sexually active men, I should say.
Okay, the joke is intimately active men. She's speaking to them, which means the guy at the bottom, the white guy at the bottom, he drove on. The black guy on the top left, he put his mask on and backed out. The black guy below her, he walked out of the room. Another guy to her left, he backed out. The joke is, I feel like I'm explaining the obvious here. Guys are saying that they're not sexually active, therefore her advice doesn't apply to them, therefore they don't care what the rest of what she has to say. They don't care about what the rest of what she has to say is, because they're not sexually active. It's not even an incel talking point anymore, or not.
I mean,
it's not an
funny
incel
now,
only
right?
talking
It's
point.
funny now.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
make
you
jokes
get it.
about it, but give it a few years and
Yeah, but
might not be
the
so
thing
funny
is,
anymore.
people now, men can admit without, like in like the 90s, 2000s, it would probably be a point of shame to admit that you're not sensually active. But so many men are unable to get a woman now that we're just having to recognize it. It's so hard to get a woman nowadays that it's part of youth culture. This is TikTok. This is the app where 17-year-olds make money off. And even on this, men are admitting that it's too hard to get a woman nowadays. Women have priced themselves out of the dating market.
Pretty much, yeah. It's yeah. What can you say, right? I mean, what I said before, like, I mean, I think people are joking about it now, but it's not going to be so funny anymore once they realize, oh, this is not a temporary thing.
Yeah.
It's permanent.
Yeah, when it comes to them trying to find a wife, it will suddenly stop being funny.
Yeah, it just hits them now, but it didn't hit them really yet, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a new phenomena where there's women who are like in their late 30s now. I guess you can call them cat ladies, who literally were just too picky to pair up with a guy and settle down and start a family with him. It has nothing to do with her not wanting to start a family. It's just she couldn't find a guy that met her standards and that wanted to settle down with her.
Yeah.
What mind boggles me is
before eggs turned hard boiled.
Yeah. What mind boggles me is that she would rather not have kids and stay single than to date a
You
guy
wouldn't,
that is
you
like
would,
slightly
because
lower than her.
you know that's effectively is, incels. Basically, women saying we don't want you to reproduce. They're sterilizing yourself. But ironically, the ones that aren't able to find a guy that meets their standards, they're sterilizing themselves.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hannah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's keep
Cat
moving.
ladies are now dog ladies.
These cat ladies, though,
That's so
this is the thing. I've joined a MGTOW server on Discord, and I get along with them. They're like perfectly decent people with legit arguments. Some of their arguments are blackpilled. The only thing I have a disagreement with is that some MGTOW, not all, some MGTOW think that a woman, as soon as she turns 30, is stuck petting her cats and can't get a boyfriend. That's absolute. That's like a revenge fantasy. That's a revenge fantasy of MGTOW. They think that, oh, I ignored you women, and therefore now you can't get any men. Piss off. That's not actual fact. Women are high value up until they're like 50s, 40s at least.
They have to think that, so they still have hope that maybe if they're 40, they might date these 30-year-olds.
Yeah. You know how many men want MILFs?
Sorry, what?
You know how many men want MILFs? Old women?
Yeah. I think
So old women aren't ruled out. Go ahead.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
when
it
it
got
comes
off.
to when it comes to just being able to get sex, yeah, women don't hit a wall anytime soon. But when it comes to getting top tier guys to consider settling down with them, they do start to hit a wall after 30. A guy that's, in the top 10% is probably gonna, not take a woman who's 33 nearly as seriously for settling down as he would a woman that's 23.
Their looks hit a wall, but their sensual market value, the wall for their sensual market value is way later, like 40s, 50s. Now it's not like a wall. Maybe
it doesn't even register on the chart if you would compare it to.
Yeah, maybe it's less of a wall, but more of a hill. So it's not like a slap bang, you're dead, hit into it. Maybe it's a hill where it gets progressively harder to walk up. So it's not a wall where you can't progress over it. It's a hill where gradually you can't move above it. And it probably starts from like 40, not 30, please. Maybe 40, 45.
The thing is, if you compare, their sensual market value to men,
yeah.
I mean, whether the women's sensual market value goes down at 30, even if it does go down, it's still magnitudes bigger than men's if you would compare
exactly,
it, right? That's
100%.
why you don't see any drop.
Well, there's I disagree a little bit. Let's pretend you have a top 5% guy, and let's say he's 33 years old, right?
Yeah.
So let's just assume he's a top 5% guy, looks, money, status, the whole bit. And, there's a pretty woman, and she's also 33 years old.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that he's going to, and he has options, because keep in mind, the top 5% guys have all the women going after them. So they have a ton of options. It's a different mentality.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think he's going to take her, or he might hook up with her?
Okay, can you repeat that? Because first is trying to get on Insomatics. So I was speaking to him. So could you repeat that, please?
So I'm saying, let's do the thought experiment of a 33-year-old guy.
THOT or THOUGHT? Wow, I told a joke that was too haiku for someone else. Wow. He will get that tomorrow. When he listens back, he'll be like, oh, of course. I just IQ monked you, bro.
Yeah, I think he's still
Is he? Did he
processing.
kill himself? The
No, it's
IQ
hard,
mark wasn't that
it's
bad. You
hard for
can
me to
come back.
understand. You broke up.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I said, was the thought experiment THOT or THOUGHT? It was a joke. It passed. Never mind.
Well, yeah, now it's
Yeah.
Dunzo.
Yeah, now you
Okay.
explain the joke. It's
Yeah,
over,
exactly.
so.
Explain the joke. Over.
Anyway,
right.
so the thought experiment is two
Yeah,
people,
go
both
ahead.
30 years old, one man, one a woman.
Yeah.
And
Do you think that, and it's a high value dude, top 5%, all right, looks money status, the whole nine. Do you think he's going to go with that 33-year-old, or is he's going to see, hey, I'm not going to settle down with you. I'd rather get the 25-year-old model.
the question is the woman going to settle down for him?
Like, of
No, I
course,
said
if
he's a top
a man
5%
has
guy.
options, of course, if a man has options, he's gonna go for his best options. Now, men are
I had a friend. he
men are
was a- he was a really
slightly more forgiving. I would say, men are more forgiving. If you look at all the male models, like I say Lachowski, but his name is Lachowski. If you look at Lachowski, if you look at John, I forgot his name, Spanish guy, their wives or girlfriends are like about at least 2 to 3 points below them. Now, I figure that the male models have banged so many hot women that now they're seeking
compatibility.
compatibility and companionship and connection and friendship
Yeah,
and
that's
like they've done the looks thing, so now they're looking for something deeper. So I think maybe you may get some attractive men who opt for ugly women, or not ugly but average women, because they've done the good looking, they've done the college hot blonde big boobed girl, and yeah, it's over. Like they don't care about that anymore. Whereas women, they're still chasing that kind of good-looking Chad alpha rich guy who can pay for me with dates, that doesn't live with his parents. Women don't grow up. They kind of settle. They settle, but they don't grow up. Whereas men kind of grow up
men these
and
days-
accept.
men these days, they live with their parents until they're 30 almost.
Yeah.
I mean, so, but yeah, I think you're also looking at Chad. I mean, top 5% here, right? So if you look at all guys combined, then obviously the
Well, I'm
woman would be-
looking at above average guys. Let's just say top 10, top 20%.
Yeah, but then obviously that's not really a fair comparison, right? You're comparing all women versus Chad. So obviously, Chad can compete maybe a little bit with women.
All right,
But,
let's move
Yeah,
on.
but
Looking at-
in her eyes, in her eyes, that's hitting the wall because she used to be able to get Chad to be in a monogamous or a
No,
Chad
like I
life.
said, she hits, I guess. So I don't even want to say wall because this is a wrong depiction. I want to say she goes down in SMV, but since she's so high up, right, compared to men, let's make a quick comparison. Let's say men are 10% out of 100, I mean, and then women are 90. If she goes down 10%, which is a significant drop, that's still 81, right? Compared to 10% where men are standing, right? So it's irrelevant. The drop that she has at 30 is irrelevant compared to the average man. She still mugs every man, and unless he's a Chad, of course, because Chad can maybe compete. But it's the difference. It's insane.
Okay. Red Pill Rebellion. Do you want to retort before I come in?
Yeah, it's just a different way of thinking. She's only interested in settling down with high value men. Okay. It could be a combination of looks, money, status. It doesn't have to, they don't all have to be Chads and Chad lights. But her ability, this is all I'm saying, her ability to get these high value men, okay, you're still with me?
Yeah.
Top 20%, to settle down and be in a monogamous relationship with her. That ability diminishes greatly
course, yeah.
as she gets over 30.
Of
That's
course.
all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we agree there. We agree.
Now,
But
could she still hook up and pair up with some mediocre dude. Yeah, sure. She could
Even
be in her
Chad will hook
40s.
up with her. Even
Yeah, for like a
Oh,
one
I'm
night
sorry.
stand.
Pair up.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, pair up. Yeah, an average guy would.
Yeah, but that's not what, as we've seen in studies, 80% of men are below average in the eyes of women.
Correct. Yeah.
It only gets worse.
Yeah, legit. Okay, let's keep moving because I want to keep this to 2 hours. So
Yes.
let's be clear. What is an incelibate? You know the word I'm meaning, but I'm avoiding it because of YouTube. What is an incelibate? An incelibate is a man who, in my definition, I could be wrong. You want to disagree? Get on. Come on. A man who has put sufficient effort into trying to get a girlfriend and not be celibate, but has had little to no luck. I don't think that incelibate means you have to be a virgin. So let's say, for instance, you could have gotten laid as a 21-year-old, then stepped on a landmine and get your limbs blown off. And then, like, you can't get a girlfriend anymore. So let's be clear. It doesn't mean virginity. It doesn't mean it. You need to take a autistic look at things. It's not so black and white. You can be an incel without virginity. For instance, you could have paid a hooker to get laid. You could have gotten laid with like a disgusting acid-faced woman. So it's not the insult. I come from like a balanced point of view where you analyze it case by case. Whereas some people in the incelibate community, they'll say, "Oh, a woman was in the same room as you. You're not a real incelibate."
Yeah.
So
it depends how you want to define it. Do you
Yeah,
want to define like an actual true incelibate, if you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like then I guess the prerequisite has to be you're ugly, right? Otherwise,
Yeah.
there's no way.
because
Or
really,
to me,
or you
because
could be
really,
autistic.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's-
really,
Yeah,
like-
normie looks and then be autistic.
obviously, yeah. But I guess there's a spectrum, right? You could be, not incel at the time
yeah. Your connection's breaking up.
because
I
like
think.
you're on
here
the edge
so.
or something like that. So you have
Yeah.
to look at it case by case. I agree. Is it mine?
Because basically your connection broke up, but I heard you. Because to be honest, you could, if you're saying that you have to be a virgin to be an incel, then that means that every 2-year-old boy is an incel. Because hopefully every 2-year-old boy hasn't had intimacy. So that means every 2-year-old boy, every 3-year-old boy is an incel. If virginity is the yardstick for inceldom, then you could say that a 15-year-old girl is an incel, right? Even though
Correct,
we know that women can't really be incelibate.
Yeah.
So the virgin yardstick doesn't really pan out. It doesn't make sense. It's too autistic. It doesn't take into
It's just
account
an indicator. It's a very good indicator, but it's not necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know.
Like there. Yeah. So you have to take a nuanced approach to what makes an incelibate and what doesn't. So on
Also,
screen.
Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, go ahead.
The
You
reason
go
we
ahead.
the reason we cannot define it is because we're working with incomplete information.
Yeah.
Every guy comes with a story, and is he lying? Is he not? Where does he live? There's so many factors to this. So it's
Well,
impossible to know.
there should be somewhat of a rule of thumb.
Yeah,
Like
the rule
if
of
you
thumb.
tried, and because a lot of people are going to default to a timeline. If you tried, really hard, you went out all the time, you were on all the dating apps for a year, right? And you're not able to get any.
Well, I can make the argument that dating apps,
I would
it's a
say that
waste of
dating
time
apps
anyways.
aren't.
would
dating
that
apps
I'm asking you
aren't
guys,
even
would
a
that
good-
qualify?
No,
and let's say
no.
his
No.
looks are like subpar. Would that qualify as an incel?
No, I disagree. So dating apps, if that's the only thing you've tried, Like that. That's not a.
I didn't
That's not
say
a
that.
definition.
I said he went
Oh.
out a lot.
You went out where?
Yeah, he got rejected hundreds of times approaching people, and dating
At
apps never
school,
worked
like
out.
at bars.
Everywhere.
Because it depends. Yeah. See, then I have to ask another question. Like, how old are you? Like, are you past the high school and the what's the college phase? Because if that's the case, then
Let's
yeah,
assume he's adult. Let's assume he's an adult.
yeah, then it becomes more likely because it's also social circle is a big deal, right? Because if you cannot meet women, and which is a very big problem and increasingly becoming worse with COVID, then if you cannot meet women, then obviously you're not going to get laid at all. So if you didn't have any success in your high school years, you didn't have any success in your college years, and you did dating apps and you're going to bars and it's all failing, then yeah, it's becoming quite likely. And you're
Joshua,
ugly,
I'll get
and
to you soon.
it's like the more factors add on top of it, the more likely it becomes that you are an incelibate.
The more you make it super nuanced, most people aren't smart enough to understand much nuance. That's the reality.
Yeah.
And the more nuanced you make it, the more you're going to lose people. So you have to have some sort of a rule of thumb. If you've approached, so in my opinion, if you've approached over the course of a good amount of time, let's say a year or more, hundreds of women, you've been on all the dating apps, you really, really did pretty much all you could do.
Yeah.
To try, and you still weren't able to get laid. That's to me, I consider that an incel. Maybe I'm setting the bar, but
okay, but it depends what your goal is again, right? Like, are you saying that for communication's sake? Like, do you want to advertise or like grow as a community, or are you saying that? Are we talking about
no, just to define things in order to have a discussion that makes any sense? We have to have definitions. Somewhat coherent definitions to things.
Okay, so if it's
I could
purely...
say I'm an incel. I haven't gotten laid in the last 5 hours.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's probably
no. Real quick, I just want to say this before you go. Yeah. Like, if we are gonna have an intellectual what's the definition? Like, just then I guess we have to be as nuanced and correct as possible. But if it's from the standpoint, just what works best to spread this, then yeah.
No, you could have no. You if you're too nuanced, the thing is your opponents a lot of times define you. If I'm sure you've heard the term, incels don't exist, you could just go to the brothel.
Oh yeah,
and get laid.
That garbage.
But it's about the truth, right? For being intellectual,
if you don't want statements like that to derail your argument, then you have to define it properly.
I hear that, but we can't be.
But I'm making it.
We can't be too. What do we? If you start to define, like, you haven't had eye contact from a woman on before this date until this date, it starts to get too autistic. So how broad can we? How narrow should we define?
Like a rule of thumb. Something
a
like
rule of thumb. You've tried. All right. Let's just say let's say 5 years. I'm just gonna pull a number out of my arse. 5 years. You've tried to get a woman. 10 years. Let's say you've tried to get a girlfriend.
Christ.
Well, is that too harsh? You think?
Well, then you wouldn't be in. Right?
Yeah, because I've been in for 10 years.
If I would have to give a
2011.
If I would have to give a definition, you have to be below average to begin with.
How about my looks? My looks are a testament to my inceldom. No one can look at if anyone believes that looks are the barrier to entry, they have to look at my looks and they can either say you're ugly, but what looks don't matter, or they can. It's a crossroads because my looks are terrible. So you can't say that I'm no longer an incel if you having looked at my face, if that makes sense. You can't look at my looks and say, but I've learned that you dated a single mom, before Tinder existed years ago, a decade ago. You have to look at my looks. You have to look at the effort I've put into getting a girlfriend and the lack of results. I've dated a single mom. There you go. But if you compare it to the result, if you compare the effort I've put in, the amount of rejections I've gotten, and how the Overton window has moved ever closer to Chad, and I got a single mom a decade ago, it's exponentially harder now. So obviously I can't replicate the success, quote unquote, I had a decade ago, because women have smartphones, because women have Tinder, because women have online dating. So I find it an insult that people don't. You know what? If you don't want to consider me an celibate, that's fine. I'm TFL. I'm a true force loneliness guy. But I find it really insulting that people think that I haven't tried hard enough, or that I just need to try harder, or it's just. I get that from family. I would expect people who go through inceldom to be a bit more understanding of what I've tried, and the fact that I can't give anymore. I've tried hard.
But you're a tall BBC though.
Oh yeah, exactly. I should walk with my dick out, for real. All right.
Yeah,
Let's take some super. Oh, you want to?
Definition.
Go ahead.
It would be along the lines of you have to be of a certain age.
Short.
Yes.
Important.
You have to have put in a certain amount of effort, meaning you've gotten rejected by hundreds of women, and you would have had to have had a certain amount of duration.
Thank you.
Not.
Okay.
Right. So if you're able to put in all those variables, say, hey, I've been rejected by 500 women. Like, I think there was a video where a guy said he got rejected by 30,000 women or something. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but that sounds legit. That sounds legit.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I would also add into that, when you're approaching these women, you're not approaching them as an autistic guy who's uncalibrated, who says, "Hey baby, give me some boobs, baby." Like you're doing an approach that is intended to generate attraction, but the only barrier is your face or your height. So it's nuanced, right? Like you
also,
Well,
I don't want to.
If you're authentically autistic.
Yeah. Okay. Then you're screwed. Let me just read some super chats.
Are you being approached? So there's also the different question, you know.
Alrighty.
If you're not being approached, then.
Okay, so let me read some super chats. Buddy Boyer Radio says, no ascension without nerve loss for your Bimax and Lefort 3. $5. Thank you. Thomas Moynier says, how does life look? I'm guessing, how does life look like for a black Chad light? He would not be listening to this stream.
There's none here. So.
Yeah, none here. They're too busy, balls deep. Thomas Moynier says, how does life looks like? Oh, okay. I guess. Wow. I guess he sent the same chat twice. Thanks for the 2 times $2. I guess. Chandler Bing. Chandler Bing says just sent $2. Gresh for $10 says, there's a big push on many MGTOW channels for positivity and forgiveness towards women. The Blackpill has really been spreading, huh? Creators have noticed their audiences becoming more bitter. Anyone want to comment on that?
Yeah, that's true. And this is probably the reason why the red pill is shifting, you know, and has been shifting, because they notice that, you know,
it's getting harder to ignore, right?
More black-pilled,
it's getting harder to ignore. Like more men, like statistics are backing us up now. So it's getting harder to ignore the black pill evidence that most men, or not most men, sorry, a growing number of men are finding it difficult to get even an ugly woman even. So it seriously, like, you can approach an ugly, fat, tall, obese woman. You're not even likely to get her now. Like in 1990, 1980, that I'm from what I've heard, that was what
Yeah.
they call an easy lay. That was like you just bang her,
Mhm.
she believed you, whatever. But nowadays, an obese,
Easy
disgusting,
Like a
ugly
warm-up.
woman,
Needs to be
she's
removed from the
rejecting you.
dictionary, that word.
You don't even match up to the guys on her Tinder. So why would she date you?
Yeah, there's no reason.
Red Pill, you were gonna say something?
With regards to what?
Uh, the like in an like 90s to early 2000s, you could get an obese girl, and she would be grateful for you.
So a lot of people's behavior depends on the market forces are allowing. In the 90s and early 2000s, women's ability to access men was limited,
Yeah.
right?
No
They
Tinder,
weren't going
no
online.
phones.
Yes, and they weren't able to access many guys outside of their social circle. That would require a lot of effort. That's
Yeah.
another thing.
Oh
There's an
my
effort barrier
gosh.
that a lot of women wouldn't cross because women are quite passive by nature.
Augusta, I'll get to you soon.
Yes.
What's up?
Augusta donated 100 Canadian dollars, so I'll get some of his maple syrup money. I'll get to him
How
soon.
much is that in US dollars?
Is this getting read out?
Rock raised fist, light skin tone raised fist, medium light skin tone raised fist, medium skin tone raised fist, medium dark skin tone raised fist, dark skin tone, hashtag is all lives matter, hashtag I can't breathe.
Garbage. I'll read that out separately. I'm still, working through how things get read out, so I'll read that out separately. That may as well have been Arabic. I understood nothing, but I'll read that out. I'll read that out soon. So go back to you, Red Pill.
Yeah, so what changed? Well, there's a lot of things that changed, but just with regard to access, there's so much more access that women have. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah,
It's like 1,000,000 to 1 access differential between today than what they had in the past. Before,
Definitely.
if they wanted to access a bunch of top, we need to put in.
Hello.
A
That's
ton
a
of
big
effort.
factor.
What are they going to do? Go out? What are they? Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That is a very big.
You keep
reason.
dropping out, but you
one
said
of the
that.
pillars, I would even say, of current.
So the problem, a problem with a lot of these red pillars that are in their 40s, and some of them are even in their 50s. I think.
Yeah.
How old is Rolo?
Rolo's old. Oh yeah. Sorry. The guy before. He said I should address the stream I was on. So okay, let me just do this real quick. There was a Rolo Tomasi stream. It wasn't his channel. It was Troy. I don't know what his name is. Troy, some red pillar guy. He hosted a stream and he said he wanted haters to come on his stream and debate him. Now, I agree with some red pill philosophy, like women want alpha guys, women want guys who are respected in the community and have friends and are broad and imposing in a room. Of course, I believe in that stuff. That's not antithetical to the black pill. In fact, the black pill supports that. The black pill is built on the red pill. We just go a step further. So anyway, I got on this stream, and they muted me. They shouted over me. What's his name? Modern Life Dating. Asked for me to be muted. They didn't let me speak. I wanted to make 2 to 3 points. Like, I knew I wasn't going to get a fair hearing. I thought, let me just make 2 to 3 points. Like 1 point is that their dating advice is outdated. Their dating advice is basically mystery method from like 2001 or whatever.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
they're
Terrible.
like not taking into account social media and smartphones and Tinder. Like I wanted to draw
Yes.
reference to that. I wanted to say that their whole philosophy blames men for not getting the results that they promise. So if you don't get the results, it's because you haven't tried hard enough. And then I don't know. The third point, I guess I can't remember, but I wanted to just bring up across like 2 or 3 points, but I got muted. You check the video out for yourself. I'll give you a link to it. They put you. There is a mic. I'll give you the link after the stream. There is a line through my microphone or the icon of my microphone where they muted me. They shut me up, and then Roller Tomasi's connection dropped, and he got yeeted by his connection. Then my own connection, I got yeeted. So there was a point where they said that Sean Stevenson got a girlfriend. He's a guy he's a bald guy in a wheelchair. They said that explain Sean Stevenson. If looks matter, then how did this one guy get a girlfriend? I said that. Why are you bringing up one case, an outlier, to explain the general trend? My connection had problems, and you can hear. I'm not trying to excuse myself. If I screwed up, I would admit it. I've screwed up so many times that it's not even a debate at this point. If I screwed up, I would admit it. You can hear my connection lagging and roboting, like I was still like you could hear my connection my voice in chunks. Like you could hear me saying 2 sentences, then a silence, then 2 sentences, then a silence. You can actually hear the packets of data that my voice was comprised in, chunking along my, primitive 1950s connection. So I wanted to say more, but I couldn't because my connection crapped out on me. Even Rolo Tomasi's connection crapped out, and he got yeeted off the stream by his connection. So I tried. I wanted to let people. I wanted to represent us in the best light, but it didn't happen that way. Better luck next time. I wanted to, but it
Well,
didn't
and
happen.
you also one of the
But
biggest
also, I was
mistakes,
7v1.
I think.
I was 7v1. Let's be
No,
clear.
but I think no. It doesn't matter the number if these guys are all interested.
Yeah, but then
in
they're
having
muting
an
me.
actual
One guy's
discussion.
if my brain
Even if it
doesn't
was
immediately.
even if it was just 1 versus 1, if you're dealing with a guy like ML who has no interest in a
No interest
discussion,
in
he
truth.
just wants to
He just wants to
he just
win.
wants to have a control
Yeah.
you and dominate and then insult you and then boot you off.
Yeah.
If that even if
Jessica's
it's 1
stream, I was
versus,
drunk.
it would be pointless.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Hardcore. All right. Let's take some callers because we're gonna try. We've got like 40 minutes left, so let's try and do this. So okay, let me be clear. If you want to be a caller on the stream, no. Let me get my brain working. No Skype today. Sorry, my IQ is like 80, so you have to bear with me. No Skype today, so it's Discord only. Add me on Discord. It's FACEandLMS #3804, and you will get on. So let's get this guy on. It's the based Pluto. So I'm gonna add him. All right, let me add him. Right. I added him to the wrong channel because I'm so stupid. All right.
Great.
I am. My IQ is such that I should not be in charge of a PC, let alone a live stream. But I've added this guy now. So the based Pluto. I can't even speak. What an idiot.
Is he here? I can't see him.
I have the perfect sound effect for my IQ.
Oh man, goofy.
Yep. Just like my brain. All right, so I'm gonna mute this Shin no
If
Shi.
you remember that sound effect, it's over for you very much.
You're old if you remember it. I'm gonna add. All right,
Yeah.
so let me add. All right, so the first wants to come in as well. So,
Alright.
all right, so I'm gonna add move to live stream. All right, so first is here as well. I intended to get the based Pluto, but it didn't work out. I tried my best. I'll try again. Like let me just be like honest. I'll try again. The based Pluto.
So while you're trying,
yeah.
you-
Yeah,
you
go ahead.
have people on.
I don't have anything
with regards
interesting to
to-
say.
First
With
is muted,
regards,
but-
hello. With regards
he's-
to the live stream you were on,
Yeah,
I think the biggest, because I mean I caught the tail end,
yeah,
but the biggest thing that you guys disagreed on,
yeah.
right? Let's boil it down to the biggest thing you disagreed on is that they think that self-improvement could pretty much correct any issue.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. If I had the time, if I hadn't been muted for like 30% of the time, I think maybe you may have heard me if you listen really close. I said that they're working with the just world fallacy, that if you just try hard enough, you'll get the results you seek. That's garbage. Sometimes you're just too ugly. Sometimes you're just too short. And they don't realize that. They don't recognize
no
that
in-between.
because
There's
that
two
affects their
extremistic
bottom
individuals.
line. They're paid. They're
It's black
if
and
you
white
if you
thinking.
if you're a red pill guy and you have people paying for your content, you won't say to them, actually, let me turn you away because you're just too short, you're just too ugly. Obviously you're gonna say, come in, I can get you laid. It doesn't matter that you're a 5'2" balding piece of shit guy, with no jaw. I can get you laid. Just be more confident. If you don't get the results I promise, you need to try harder. Buy my other
Toxic.
program. Like it's just they obviously they don't want to admit that their that looks are important and a stumbling
The
block.
incentives aren't lined up.
Obviously not. Let me try again with this guy. It is
First is muted.
he's muted himself.
you-
Can I unmute him?
Okay,
Sorry,
yeah.
I did that. Hey,
I'm
first.
here now.
All
Oh,
right.
there you
Hey,
go.
what's up?
What's up, first? Up in this
What's new with
biatch.
you?
What's new with me? Sleeping, being depressed.
Yeah, just you saw the stuff we were discussing in DMs before you went on
Yeah.
that show, which
Yeah.
was a dumpster fire in itself.
Mm.
With the bald 40-year-old guy, the crazy
These
John
guys
guy
are like
that
all
barks like a
old
dog.
guys who don't understand that dating has
All
changed.
fossils. Yeah, they're all
Yeah, yeah.
fossils. I mean, they have something
Exactly.
to sell to you. They
Yeah.
have always something to sell to you.
They
Always
still
their product
think
is push.
they still think it's 1996 where you just go up to a woman and say, "Hey, nice skirt," and you get laid or some shit.
Yeah, they're stuck in the early 2000s.
Mm.
Eventually,
in the
their client
90s.
base will dry away, just like Mystery and all those guys. Once they did the
but-
meetups, people
thing is,
realized
though,
what a fraud it was.
they don't-
That's what
they don't need
cycle
to
is these guys all
prove-
the time. That's the name
But
of the game.
first,
They're struggling
first,
to stay alive.
First,
I mean,
they
stay
don't need
relevant
to
to
prove
what I mean.
themselves anymore. First, because they're all married. Like I think Rolo Tomas is married probably to some hideous woman. Who knows? I heard that Richard Coper is married to a single mom, and Troy,
Yeah.
who knows what he's married to? Maybe his sex doll.
They never display these women.
Yeah, you
that
never
they
see them.
supposedly have.
And then what's his name? Modern Life Dating. He will say that he didn't go to Japan to get a girlfriend, but it's just a coincidence that he happened to Geomax from your video, Geomax, Location Max.
Oh yeah, that's
to get a
that's so
wife
funny.
who's from Japan where they value white men. Like it just so happens that he didn't get a wife in his own location.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, defund the police so we can have a real conversation with these guys, I guess.
Yeah.
Out in the Walmart parking lot.
Reminds me of David Bond, who also lives in Thailand for the most part, and then doesn't even acknowledge that he would be incel in the West.
That's the difference between Red Pill and Black Pill, is that they have a product to push. Black Pill has nothing to sell to you. It has
we don't
zero
have
to
anything
sell to you. Like, we're interested in the truth, and that's what it is. I mean, it's funny that you were told we were shown an outlier, right? We were shown an outlier of that 3-foot guy, but then they said that, by talking about the facial deformities, we're talking about outliers. So it's like it's just a maze of logical fallacies all around.
Yeah.
So if we're talking red pill ideology versus black pill, Face, we'll start with you. What do you disagree with?
My disagreements with the black pill are
red pill.
Pardon me, sorry, too much alcohol. My disagreements with and I'm doing too many things at once. I'm responding to the base Pluto and too many things. My disagreements with the red pill is that they think that everything can be overcome with game.
Yeah,
that's it. That's probably that's my only disagreement. You can just work out enough. You can do enough bicep curls to give yourself cheekbones. You can give yourself. You can do enough deadlifts to shorten your mid face. Fuck. I mean, go away, please.
It's behavioral determinism versus genetic determinism.
You know what they're doing. These guys are responsible. They started in the 90s, and they're responsible for every guy and his mom going to the gym now. You guys realize that every Gen Z millennial guy goes to the fucking gym. In the 80s, it was like Sylvester Stallone or Arnold, Schwarzenegger that did that stuff. It was like a niche hobby like archery. But now every motherfucker goes to the gym. Now it's a meme. It's literally like women are like, every guy goes to the gym. So yeah. So if we all self-improve, if we're all exposed to these videos, we're just inflating the market. I mean, this is like a runaway hyperinflation scenario of SMV for men. I mean, the women are just the main issue is that there's too much supply of men and there's too few women. That's going to be the main issue for the rest of your lives.
The reality is everyone isn't going. Most men are lazy. Most men are passive. Most men will not, no matter what. Period. I don't know what you're talking about.
When Tinder is 90% male.
I don't know what you're talking about saying that most men are in the gym. No,
I don't know. How old are you? My age, most men are in the gym. I'm 24. How old are you?
30.
Okay, yeah, you're too fucking old. You're fossil. So in my generation, in my age bracket, everyone's going to the gym. Everyone's like, that's stupid because what?
No, that's still the millennial generation.
No,
I've lived
all this
through
self-improvement
Tinder.
stuff.
I've seen Tinder.
All this self-improvement stuff inflated the SMV of men in the market, and it's driving the market to near insanity. This is just hyperinflation of just competitiveness on the dating market. This is how it works. These guys put out videos. Here's how it starts. It starts with a guy. He can't get shit in high school or college, and he types in on Google, how do I get a girlfriend? How do I know when? That's the first sign that you're an incel when you type those stuff up. When you type up, how do I know if a girl likes me? That you're ready are like an incel. Yeah. Like when you're ready, that's a sure sign. And like there's a lot of guys that do that. That's how you basically start. I think that's how a lot of guys started. So when you're exposed to these videos, go to the gym, that's like the first advice you run into. And every guy in my age bracket, I know you're 30. But into my 24 age bracket, every guy goes to the gym. I know there's like a 10% that are basement dwellers that are quit.
I'm basically a boomer. That 6-year difference makes me a fossil, but you're basically
it does. I mean,
there's a newborn. Back in my days, You know, nobody went to the gym. You know, way back.
No,
in my
I
day,
did acknowledge that.
6
Gyms
years
are
ago.
crowded, dude. Gyms are crowded right now.
2014 was
crowded
like
with men,
ancient
like-
2014 is a
times, you know?
Crowded
different
with
dating
men.
era than 2020.
It's crowded with
Yeah,
men
Tinder didn't
thinking
exist.
that if they
Smartphones
lift
didn't
enough,
exist. You know, the
gyms
internet
are
didn't
crowded.
exist.
Let me
We were
just
in
say,
horse and buggy
gyms
6
are
years ago.
crowded with men thinking that if they
Well, you can
curl
you can
enough,
keep going with the straw man, but here's the thing: it's changing. You know, it takes time
No,
for
I'm just
society to
saying
adopt
a
these
guy
things.
6 years different from
Alright,
You know,
a
there's
that's
no
not-
boomer,
6 year
that's
a
not
difference.
totally
There's a big
different
difference.
generation is stupid. That's wrong.
It's irrelevant. That's irrelevant.
I'm
The point,
talking from the same generation. Yeah, I agree.
point,
People
point
below
is,
the age of 25.
you can at least wait, Red Pill. You can at least agree that more people are going to the gym now. It's becoming, more of a like a thing you have to do now.
Well, yeah,
correct?
way more than in you
Yeah,
mentioned
I think
Arnold
that's the point,
Schwarzenegger
right?
and Sylvester Stallone in the 70s. Yeah, a lot more than the
Point
70s.
is, there's an inflation. We have
Yeah,
to do.
that's why the self-improvement thing doesn't really work out on the macro scale. It doesn't work out on a big scale. It just inflates, the options of women.
Yeah.
And
I
they're
mean,
only going
I
to
guess-
they're not going to pick their worst option.
I guess. Wait,
for real.
I guess today, there's still things you can do to outcompete other men, because I would make the point, the argument that men aren't going super far yet. I mean, they're doing the surface level stuff like gymming and the basic stuff.
I don't know. I'm seeing super far, at least in my area. I mean, men are literally there's like discords and there's like sites to like for rich men to find mentally ill women to go shack up with them. They are going to an extreme.
Well,
We're already
in
seeing
terms
the
of looks
extremes.
maxing, though,
We're seeing plenty of surgeries. I mean, any plastic surgeon will tell you that it's most of the 90% of the growth is male clients. I mean, we're already
but
seeing
normies
that.
are not having surgeries. I will not agree with that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
Only
so
only
It
I
must
guess
be
I'm
growing
yeah.
though.
It's a
It must be
minority.
growing though.
Men are
The
having
amount of
cosmetic
men,
surgery.
the amount of men getting surgery is growing. I would challenge anyone to give me
It
statistics
is.
to the contrary that men are
I agree.
getting
I
more
agree.
blackpilled. That you need to have surgery because you can't compete today because
Yes.
women are getting
But
ever more strict in their requirements. So I challenge you to show me that men's looks are not like the title of the stream is, or the theme of the stream is that men are getting more aware, or becoming more aware that their looks are a stumbling block to their dating life. And it's not
gonna turn
even an
into South Korea
insult.
soon,
It's not
where-
even
where
an
you graduate
insult
high school
talking
and
point
you get-
anymore.
You get plastic
It's not
surgery.
even an insult talking point anymore. It's normie now. Normie men are becoming more aware. Reluctantly, normie men are becoming more aware that their looks are the problem. Now, they're not going to get to the point where they're blackpilled, but they will be like, oh, maybe I should get this. Maybe I should maybe I
Hair
should go to
transplant is
the
gonna be the
gym.
first thing.
They'll go to the gym more, I guess. They'll go to the gym.
That's
They'll get
already
like a hair
happening.
transplant.
That's already-
They'll go
that's
to the
weird.
they'll
That's not-
they'll get a hair transplant. They'll do the soft looks maxing. They may they'll do like minimal effort looks maxing, but at least you can recognize that they are recognizing that it's not just a case of game anymore. It's not just a case of presenting your best self by going up to a woman and saying, "Hey, baby, you look
You're looking good
cool.
today.
You're looking good, or you
Can I
want a
have your-"
drink, or whatever bullshit." It's changing. Men are becoming more aware now. Obviously, it's going to be slow because men don't want to recognize that it's about looks, because men want to have power. Men want to feel in control. So obviously men aren't going to say, oh my gosh, it's about my cheekbones, my receded chin. I need to get surgery. Men don't want to acknowledge that their looks are the problem. So it's going to be very difficult for a sweeping majority of men to come towards the black pill. But men will
That's
get
gonna change really
closer.
quick with Generation
Men will
Z.
get closer. Like we're in a situation where the most hideous, brutal ideology for men to adopt men don't want to adopt it, but men will get close to it because it's so hard to ignore it. So it's like put it this way: it's like if there is a naked flame, like a fire, like in your kitchen, you don't want to put your hand to it, but it's getting to the point where you're going to put your hand near to it because you don't want to put your hand in the flame, but you want to put your hand near it. I guess you want to feel the heat. You want to have people. You want your dating life to be recognized. Terrible analogy. But you want to have your dating experiences recognized. So you want to put your hand near to the flame to feel the heat, but you don't want to put your hand in the flame because that's a step too far, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Garbage analogy, but you get what I'm saying, right? Terrible analogy. I should yeet myself, but I probably won't.
Oh man.
1K views. We're on 1K. We're on 1K.
In terms of the number of men that you would say are incel in 2020,
Yeah.
Adult men, what would you say that percentage is?
I'll let first because
you can all take a crack
got
at
the
it.
stats. First with the stats. Go.
Yeah, he
Go
does the
ahead.
number crunching.
What did you want me to take a crack at?
How many men do
Like
you think in 2020?
What
adult men-
percentage
Flush
of
face.
2020 adult men was?
I should flush myself.
You'll never have a white girl. Please go ER.
I did not mean that one. I meant this one.
Well, Pew Research
Okay,
had a
first.
recent article come
Yeah.
out on August 20th that says half of American singles aren't looking for a relationship or even seeking casual dates. So I'd say it's more like 50% because the 33% we got in 2019, which was the most recent that Face cited, was that was like pre-COVID. So I think with COVID on top of it, and it basically destroyed the dating scene for normies
Wait,
because
first.
there's no more dating scene. I think it's 50%.
First,
You know, at least half men.
What did the article say again? 50% of men are what?
I send this to Face. I don't know if you want to put this up on the stream.
Shall we?
We
Do you wanna
discussed
read
this
it?
in
Like,
the
do you
DMs.
wanna
Can you
read
just
it
repeat
like,
the title? 50% of men are looking, or what was it?
No, it's a
it's red.
loneliness epidemic in America. Half of American singles aren't looking for a relationship or even seeking casual dates.
Do you
Pew
want
poll
to
shows
read
that's
it
Pew
out?
Research.
Shall we go through it? Because
Looking for
we'll end it, say like
Yeah.
in about half an hour or something. So
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though.
Yeah. What happened?
It was the Joker. Better Batcher did a video on it. You read it? What's that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can you hear
fine,
me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're back.
All right. So Better Batcher did a video on this where he talked about this whole article about that 50% of Americans adults are now single. And so
Yeah.
what people argued on the comments, MGTOWs and Red Pillars, they said that it's men walking away from the dating scene. But here's the
Garbage.
thing is that while 61% of single American males are looking for dates or relationships, only 38% of women consider themselves to be in a dating market. So a lot of women aren't even going into the dating market anymore.
Of course not. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's
They don't
Chad.
consider it.
Chad only. It really is. It's like Chad or
Well,
white
here's the
brother,
thing. There's
right?
I wanted to talk about this is like if you have to like date like that, you're already like in the bottom row. Like if you have to go on like the traditional 3
That's
dates
true,
or
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
like you're already playing like a 2000s 90s game. Like how
Yeah.
it really happens, it happens like literally through DMs. There's a song of this like it goes on in the DMs. And you know, women, they select the guys they want and they DM these guys. Like
True,
the
yeah.
whole thing of approaching women, and it's like that's why approaching is just autistic. Approaching or even just approaching women on social media or sending the first message. That's not how it really works. That's why women have dropped out. That's why you see 38% only consider because the other women, what do? They have a social media account or they have their social circle and they DM the guys they want there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
But
aren't
I would
getting
say- I would
DM'd,
say
if you
do
aren't
it,
getting
but
approached,
don't expect
you're already in the bottom row.
I would say
By the way,
do it, but don't
in
expect
Face,
results.
there's an echo coming from your side.
Is it me?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
In this
All
one
right.
at
It's
least.
pretty disgusting.
Wow. Okay. I'll back off.
But yeah, I fully agree. I think what maybe a lot of people don't realize is that Instagram is pretty much a dating app, but people don't. I mean, guys don't know because they're not getting approached on
No,
Instagram.
no, 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 no. Well, yeah, you're completely right, young face. But you know what's funny? You know, there's some red pillars that are aware of this, and there's red pillars saying don't do dating apps because they don't work, and that's like the African American red pillars I've seen, and they actually explain it like really well. It's funny that in the red pill sphere, all these white guys are like behind the times, while there's like African American guys that are saying, hey, why don't you go on Instagram, you max out that account, and you DM the girls there. Don't do dating apps. There's already guys evolving. So in a red pill, I do see some guys that have their heads on straight that about reality.
Yeah.
Funny thing is, I don't remember the channel name, but I'll get it to you later. But they basically talk about in a red pill that, hey, your best option is going to be through like in offline, and like they have this guy made a formula. It's basically proquinity or whatever you talked about, FACEandLMS, when you're in a social circle and you have time around a woman, and the more time you build, the more relevance you have to her life.
Yeah,
and that's how most normies would get into a relationship. And this guy explains it in 9 minutes. It's just funny,
looks.
you know.
I think
You
what
really
you have
brought
to
the
do
looks.
is you have to look max as much as possible, and then secondly try to expand your social circle, like meet as many women as you can through Instagram, through real life, whatever you can do.
That's what these guys, and I think that's valid advice, actually. Like if you do something interesting, I think that's where your self-improvement can shine, is going to be through Instagram. But guess what? Most incels have just a dog shit online presence because
Okay, all right. First, I don't know if you can.
they
see
aren't
my
at
screen.
parties. They aren't in
Can you see
interesting
my
places.
screen? Hey,
Yeah.
first, can you see my screen?
Yes, the echo is still
Have you
there, by the
clicked
way.
on? I'm probably sharing my screen. I don't know if you can see it. Right. You may
Yes.
have to click a button. Click on my name. Right click. Yeah. Can you
Well,
right
if you
click
like.
my name first?
Yeah. What about it?
All right. Can you see my screen?
Does nope.
You should
I'm
click
sh-
on his name and then
Right
or
click
click
my
on live
name.
stream actually.
Yeah, click
Click
on my
on
name
live
or,
stream.
Yeah, I
or
see
something.
the screen.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Can you see my screen? All right. I'm gonna share you this. This is brutal. This. While men like you are watching my stream as a old ugly piece of crap guy, this is the reality that some men are living. Okay, so you can see my screen. Yep. One more confirmation.
Go ahead, yeah.
Yep. First, I can't hear him.
I don't see the screen yet.
You don't see my screen. You
Do
don't
you
see
see
the screen.
wifey lifey? Do you see that?
Do you see wifey lifey? Do you see wifey lifey?
I think he
Oh.
died.
Nope. I don't see it.
Wait, go to Discord, click on the channel live stream, and then you should
Right
be able
click
to
my
see
name.
our,
You should see it.
names, and then you click on live, the live stream.
Yeah, I see you guys. I see the 4 nameplates.
All
Do you
right.
see
Is there
wifey
one that says
lifey?
live stream?
Do you see my screen? Look, my mouse is waving around.
You should see our 4 nameplates and then an additional.
If
one
not,
that
you
is
just
a
have
live
to
stream.
listen then, I guess. All right. If you can't hear it, your connection is in cell, so you just have to listen, right?
Or look at the stream, I guess.
Yeah.
Delayed, but yeah.
It's gonna be delayed. First,
Yeah, go ahead and play it.
all right. This is the reality that men who are not us are living. So just listen.
No, yeah. I'm just in
Okay, I'll read out the text on screen because you can't see it. So I called my girlfriend wifey to see how she'd react, and so that's the premise of this video.
the car with my wifey. We're on our way home. Yeah, we just stopped at
All
home.
right, let me just back
My
up.
wife in the car. Yeah.
I'll back up. All right, so
No, yeah. I'm just in the car with my wifey. We're on our way home. Yeah, we just stopped for a minute.
her facial expressions, she has moved across in the car to look at him. She's now facing him. She was beside him in the car. She's now facing him. Her face is now in his face.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
She's smiling.
but
Do you just call me wifey?
what?
Did you just call me wifey?
You're so cute.
What?
She's punching him.
You love
play
me,
the whole
don't
thing first,
you?
Yeah, I love
I
you.
knew that. Give me a kiss.
I love you.
You're my hubby.
Stop.
I love you.
I love you.
Fruit.
What?
You gonna get some tonight.
You're gonna get some tonight. Let's just make it clear.
Okay, what's
You're
the
gonna
point
get
of
some
this?
tonight.
I don't get what the point of this is.
Point is that
Stop
she's so
taking
happy
it.
she finally secured Chad.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Okay.
Now, why would
Women like Chad.
someone volunteer not to get this? Why would someone volunteer to become an incel? Like, it doesn't make sense that someone would.
Well, the logic.
Yeah.
Would you like me to explain the
Yeah,
logic
go ahead.
of why
From a red pillar's
they
point
think
of view,
you guys
yeah.
have a?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more of a victim mentality. You see this a lot in other situations, like with the riots and stuff. People talking about police, but it's the victim mentality. What the accusation is, and there's some of it, I think, but it's not 100% true, is that people want to think that, oh, it's not my fault, therefore I don't have to exert any effort, I don't have to go to the gym, I don't have
Cognitive
to
dissonance.
any aspect of my life. Can I talk?
Sure.
I don't have to engage in any kind of effort, self-improvement, because, if women, and to some extent, you guys literally just prove that, saying, oh, approaching and giving any effort to get women is autistic and ridiculous. Now, someone that actually puts in work and then gets results from self-improvement, that would look like a loser's mentality. There's a difference between a loser and failure. If you are short and ugly and whatnot, and you fail with women, that's one thing. It's not your fault. But if you don't put in effort, you don't approach, you don't do anything, and you say, unless women are literally chasing after me and knocking the door down, it means that I'm incel, then you're a loser.
I mean, that's fair enough.
You guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. It's 5-4. It's 5-4. Is it back? You're live on Looks Live?
Yeah.
When my connection
Clear
comes
up
back, you're
the
live.
reason. Yeah, I wanted to clear up the reason about what might happen to my channel.
Yeah.
A lot of people asking me what happened. I think it's actually very important to have a Blackpill channel specifically, because what happened to Blackpill Jesus?
Yeah.
What happened to him? He got basically striked.
All right, 5-4. We
His
can't hear you because
channel
my
got taken
5-4.
down
Wait,
essentially with the
5-4.
latest video,
Because my
right?
connection is crapping
Yeah.
out. Let's just give it a break. All right. So, Susan Wojcicki, we're giving you time. Like you own YouTube. You're a brilliant woman. You are amazing, and we love you. Okay, I think it's working now. So back to you, 5-4.
Can you hear me now, or is
Yeah,
it still?
we're back to
Am I
you.
still lagging out?
It was lagging, but
No, you're
we're
fine.
back to you now.
Am I okay now?
Yeah.
You're good.
Okay. So what I was saying was I got 2 strikes in 2 days, right? Out of nowhere, and then I essentially, it was for harassment or bullying, and so I took my channel down because they essentially demonetized me and striked me twice. So if you know how YouTube works,
Yeah.
if you get one more strike, you're out, basically,
Done.
right? So my channel was
Finish.
my channel was on eggshells, basically.
Yeah.
Right at that point. So I think it's very important to listen if you run a Blackpill channel specifically, because what happened to me was essentially what happened to Blackpill Jesus, right? So what that tells us is anything Blackpill or anything
You're on
incel,
eggshells. Yeah, you're running a risk.
you're running a risk. Yeah, you're basically walking on eggshells creating
Yeah.
a channel. So, I spent a lot of time into that channel, and it was basically taken down within a matter of days.
Pori
Okay.
Blue, come to you soon. All right. Let's see. I think we're back. The stream roped. Yeah, I'm on dial-up, basically. I think we're back now. All right. So, can you hear us live stream? Can you hear us?
It only gets worse.
Okay, we're back. Okay, finish. You probably have to go back about 5 minutes. 5-4.
Oh, okay. Can they hear me now though?
I can
don't
hear
wanna
you
say it
now,
all over
like
again.
loud and clear. Like you said
Okay.
about yeah. Go ahead.
Where did I finish, or where did I cut out at that? What point?
You were talking about why your stream, why you had 2 strikes.
Okay.
And,
Yeah. So what happened was I had 2 strikes, right, out of nowhere in 2 days, right?
Yeah.
And that was for harassment or bullying on my latest video, that the one I made latest, which is retarded, obviously. But what happened to me was essentially what happened to Blackpill Jesus, right?
Yeah.
He just got taken down because they didn't like what he was saying.
Yeah.
Same thing with me. YouTube basically banned me and demonetized me because they didn't like what I was saying, which was the truth, right?
Yeah.
I would say one of my videos, the Squirmy and Grubs video, that made YouTube aware of me, because 4 people reported that video, right? After that got put up. So that
Did
probably
you get
made
like a
them aware
report
of
of
me
that?
to
Did you
some
get a report
degree.
that
And then
4 people reported you? Did you get like a legit report that 4 people reported you? Because I didn't think that YouTube gave you that much information.
yeah, I had 4 people that reported me. I got it sent to my email, right?
Oh wow. Wow.
And they basically said you need to it was basically a warning, basically. So then I kind of took that video down, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
And then I just carried on with my normal Blackpill stuff, and apparently that was too much for YouTube. So then they kind of just did 2 strikes, and then I just took it into my own hands to just take down the channel.
Yeah.
Because
okay,
they
to save
demonetized
yourself.
me. So every upload I did,
Yeah.
got demonetized straight away. I even uploaded, videos that weren't, like black screens with no, and that still got demonetized. So they had it out for me, basically, YouTube. I think, yeah, any black pill, any even red pill channel, I would say be very careful at this point what you put up.
Yeah.
Because the truth is censored. That's the truth,
Yeah,
and that's
they
the
don't want
reason
it.
why
They don't want
my
it.
channel got taken down. Yeah.
They don't want it. All right, so that clears that up. Because my connection is 1990s tier. Is there anything you want to say before you go?
No, did you catch most of what I said at least?
Yeah,
or
we caught it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Okay, yeah, I'll see you
Cool,
another
bro.
time.
All right, we've got to keep on moving. The based Pluto on. So the based Pluto, come. Click on live stream.
Yeah, Red Pill, I just want to talk to you about the cold approaching thing. I think cold approaching, like, that's just a no-go for 2020 and on, but warm approaching is definitely kind of the way for through social circle. The problem is that social circle, the option for guys, has been dying out for some time, and I think COVID's put the death nail on that.
Yeah, COVID is gonna pass though.
When you say
Yeah, but its effects are like the little effects that we have right now. They're gonna stay in the purview because a lot of women, they got contacted by every ex ever. There's even a trending article called "Single Men Are Really Going for It" right now, and a lot of women got harassed by men because they're so desperate to be lonely. Men are the ones that are being lonely right now. This situation.
The base
Exes
Pluto, you're on
definitely
Looks
fixed, you mean?
Live. The base Pluto, you're on Looks Live.
Wait, can y'all hear me or not?
Live,
Yes,
loud and clear.
Yep.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Morpheus, aka the Base Pluto. How y'all doing,
All right.
everyone?
Doing great. What about you?
Well, I wouldn't say great.
All considered, of course.
You know, where I'm alive, I'll give you that much. So what do you have to say? The base Pluto. The base Pluto, like, the floor is yours. Go ahead.
Well, I have to clarify. You said earlier concerning going against like my editing and such.
Okay.
Me and Dictionary, we actually exposed them a long time ago. Like this dude literally is half Curry, but it's white passing, and
Okay.
his friend or whatever is black. And we tried to do is basically get two audiences for his actual content. But also with him, he's admitted on camera that he was from Hawaii and went to Japan, so he only gets ethnic women. That's it.
He can only get ethnic women, so he's not in
Yeah.
celibate then.
Wow,
Also,
how
his STD.
awful! He can only get ethnic woman.
Exactly.
Oh,
Oh my gosh,
god.
the vagina he can
Yo,
get
that
is
whole
a
STD as
certain
well.
color. Are you
He has
kidding?
herpes or whatever.
The vagina he can get is of a certain color, and he's what complaining.
Terrible.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, no.
wow. Shall we all
Also, he
like
has
pour out
herpes
some
and stuff, too.
liquor
What-
for him?
What basically he does is spread STDs. And these are your red pill channels y'all watch, by the way.
Okay. I've seen one or two of your videos. Right. You're not ugly, so what draws you to the black pill?
Good question, actually.
Very good.
The thing is, my channel, yeah, it really is, honestly, it really is. I'm an example for many people, so they realize that the problem of the modern society around them, you know, because many guys I talk to who are around my level of like that 4 or 5 range, whatever, we struggle going through hoops and stuff, and what dudes think is that they're the problem. Because we basically are telling ourselves, all right, maybe it's my approach, maybe I have a lot game, maybe it's, you know, like confidence, whatever. Repeat that.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, go ahead.
But the thing is, it's the culture we live in. It's gotten way worse, from the phones to technological advancement to laws and stuff. And on my channel, I have a whole TikTok video, right? And it probably is the black pill video on my entire channel, because I literally would set TikToks of like very, very extreme like circumstances. His accounts are very popular as well. Like this one video I sent, it was like this chick, y'all, was a 1. Okay, she was a 1, straight up a 1, and her boyfriend was a 5, and they were viral. Like all like people want to tell you, oh, it's possible, but it's like, bro, he's a 5 and she's a 1. Like, what's happening here?
Okay, but why are you drawn to the black pill? As like I've seen your face. You're normie looking. You're not ugly.
Face.
Why do you care?
This is what's going on in Gen Z. Like that's guys like him are incel. You know, that's what's going on.
No, but
yeah,
are
like
you,
Face, you
like,
need to stop
confirm
asking
it.
that question, because
Right.
you're gonna see guys that you thought were attractive back in your day, and they're not gonna get shit anymore. That's the
Right, so
Overton
the-
window.
the base Pluto,
Like you're gonna
when
see
was your
guys
last
that's
lay?
normal.
Before you say that, though,
The base
how
Pluto.
tall
When
are
was
you,
your
base
last
Pluto?
lay?
I'm 5'8", 5'9".
And when was
do
your
you-
last
How
lay?
many women do you meet every week, let's say?
Maybe 5 or so.
So
5
you
a
meet
week?
5 new women every week? I don't believe that.
Oh, you mean new? Probably
Yes.
like 2 or 3, because
Okay, the base
Where are you
Pluto.
meeting
Can you
I
hear
know a
me?
lot of people
Can you
in
hear me?
person. Like, I actually go out, y'all.
The
Like,
base
I'm actually
Pluto.
living proof that it's getting worse, you know?
All right, base Pluto. When was your last lay?
Maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay, and the lay before that.
At
No,
least
we're
2
talking about
years.
Fritos lay. You
So
know,
you're
the
getting
potato
laid
chips.
fairly
We're sponsored by them.
regularly. Fairly
The
regularly.
delicious, crunchy taste.
Like you're getting laid. You're not what I would call an incel. If you're getting laid, even if it's like every year or so,
Well,
I
I'm
would
not,
kill
no,
for
I'm not
that.
an incel. My thing is, I run a doomer channel, but I show how hard it is. Face,
Yeah.
I get curved
I
like
get it.
100, 200
Everyone's
times
feeling
to
the
get one
pinch.
chick.
Everyone is feeling the pinch. I'm fully recognizing that every
Face,
man
like
is
it's like
feeling
the economy.
pinch.
Like most people are not unemployed, but most people are one paycheck away from like losing everything. That's
Thank
the
you.
type of guy
For
we're
real,
talking
okay.
to. That's what's going on, Face. It's like you're gonna see guys that are borderline. They are
Everyone is
incel.
struggling.
They're one paycheck away from being incel. They're one text away from their girlfriend saying, "This isn't working out. I'm going by." Like people are on the edge, and I think they deserve to have a room here. They deserve to have room on this channel, and I think they're suffering just. I mean, there's some incels like if you have to struggle in the dating market, that's actually going to be worse for your mental health. I mean, going out in the dating market, getting ghosted, rejected, this and that, shitty dates. I think that's going to be worse than some incel that's coping with video games, not participating in that at all. So I mean, Base Pluto could be having a worse experience than you are if you're not in the dating market.
That's
I've been told by
I
girls that
disagree
are
with
5'1", I'm too short for them. That are 5'1".
What? How tall are you? How
like
tall are you?
regularly.
How tall?
5'8", 5'9".
Okay. But my disagreement
all the time.
My disagreement is that a guy who's a 6 out of 10 is living the same experience as a guy who's a 2 out of 10. As someone
they can in certain because
no.
Look, if you have sub 8 theory on dating apps and this guy 6 out of 10 has no social circle, he's gonna get nothing. It's like
But
the 2 out of 10 guy. So he might as well be living the same experience.
I'm talking about everything, not
Here's
just
why.
dating apps, not just dating apps. I'm talking about everything.
I used to be a 3, okay? I remember being a 3. It was horrible. Like, people, you get was like whole reinforcement negatively. People
Hold
stare
on.
at you.
Wait. You don't go from a 3 to a 6.
I'm like a
or
5. I never said.
Did you do then to go to 5?
I put in 2 years.
Explain like what kind of looks maxes you did to
Monopoly, I think how to be funny, entertaining. People say my hair as well. Like, I put in 2 years of work.
Are you balding?
No, I've lost hair, dude.
You use minoxidil for your beard then, I guess?
Yes.
All right. So basically, you grew a beard and you went to the gym, right?
And my hair got longer too. And I actually, and also like I focused on like social skills too, being entertaining, being funny, all these things. Like I put in the confidence work.
Were you fat before?
No, I was 120.
All right. It seems to me that maybe you went from a 4 to a 5, realistically.
No, I gave no. I was a 3. No, what? I'll show you.
Assuming that you are a 5, right?
Okay, my argument.
I mean, I have to, right?
My argument is that guys who are like a 2 out of 10 in looks have a different argument from guys who are like a 6. If you're like 2 points away from being attractive, your argument, your complaints, your experience of dating is completely different from someone who is like borderline human in a woman's eyes. That's all I'm saying. No one can really disagree with that, like on a realistic level.
It is. It's way different. I used to be a
That's
a
all
3.
I'm saying.
Like
I'm a
people don't
billion%
understand.
correct.
People stare at you. People insult you. People like those.
I got laughed at.
Like people, it's awful.
Hey, the base Pluto. I got laughed at. I went to empty some trash 2 weeks ago, three weeks ago. I thought I could just, be like really quick and, go to my bin, my garbage can, and empty some trash before women saw me outside. I left my house for about 2 seconds, and 2 black women were coming up, and one of them said, "Damn," and then she drew attention to the one to her right, and then she made her look at me, and that is a uniquely sub 5 experience. So I draw the line.
Choosing signals, bro. That's just in your mindset. You adjust your mindset. Those
Exactly. I should have been more confident. I should have been more confident.
Right there.
But let me just finish. Hold up.
Okay,
Base. Let me just finish. Pluto, let me just finish.
What's up? Can you hear me?
Hello. Let me just finish. Of a 6+ guy who is above normal looking is not the same experience of a man who looks deformed. That's my argument. We don't live the same experience. If you're above what is normal, deemed normal in modern society, you're not going to live the same experience of someone who looks like they're deformed, who looks like they should be underground in the sewers.
Yeah. I get the feeling that
No,
you're
I
not at
used
that
to be a
level.
3. You
basically.
don't understand. I was told
You don't
no.
just, unless you're gonna have surgery, you don't just go from a 3
Man,
to
these
a 3.
ratings are
I'm sorry.
so gay, man. It's like it's your rating is your dating life. So most of you are fucking zeros. Your
No,
your
not
real
wrong.
rating,
Not wrong.
like this PSL thing, I swear it's like a covert, like gay, like gray wolfing shit, because it's like your real rating is your dating life. So a lot of you are fucking zeros, just like me. I'm sub-zero. Okay.
Right, Pluto, do you have like a final point because we have to keep moving?
Yes, let me explain. Okay, I've been called over like since I was like 20 to literally give girls my friends' numbers all the time. And if I liked any of my friends, they had this like look in their face of disgust, like they're bothered I like them. So the being a 3 is not at all the same as being a 6. I know personally how it is. It's
At least
horrible.
they talk to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's completely different.
Face wouldn't even be used as a vehicle.
Exactly. All right, base Pluto, we got to keep it moving. So thanks for your call, but we got to
Always.
keep on. All right. Thank you. See ya.
Hey, Faith, you
Right.
you never answered the question. What's his face? He said 50%. He thinks that 50% of men are actual incels in 2020.
That's a
What
bit
do you
too.
think?
That's a bit
like,
too.
what do the other two think?
That's over. You run the risk of trivializing, making the problem seem so ridiculous that it can be ridiculed. So if you say every man is an incel, then it can be proven that not every man is an incel. So it overshadows the men that are incel, if that makes sense. It overshadows the 20, 30, 40% who are incel. So
All we can do
you
is
open
speculate
yourself
at the
up
end of the
to
day,
be like strawmanned and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's an estimate, of course. That's why I'm asking. If it was a fact, I wouldn't be asking. I'm saying,
No,
what do you
no.
think? And Face is saying 20 to 40%.
It's fairly around that level, maybe 20, 30. I would say as high as 30%.
Well, most males are not in a steady relationship anymore in America, and you have already confirmed, self-reported. And again, men always overrate their sexual prowess. You know, they all so
Yeah,
33%
definitely.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Like that's guys that admit to it. Most guys won't admit to that.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, and then you have Pew Research saying there was a loneliness epidemic driven by young men in this country. So I think at least in the 18 to 25 bracket, I think it's 50%, and I think it lowers over time. You see this extreme jump at the Zoomers.
All right, you guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if
But some
I
of
don't know
that, all that number isn't assuming that these guys did everything in their power and tried their hardest.
No,
we have
no.
to assume that a huge chunk of that are guys that are just lazy and didn't really put in proper effort. So
What would
I'm
your
asking
what your
what
advice
percentage-
be for the?
I'm asking what percentage do you think is legit?
Wait.
They tried, they got rejected hundreds.
You cannot assume they're lazy.
No.
if you
I'm
are not
assuming
allowed
a
to assume
certain
they're-
percentage. Yes, a certain percentage are people that didn't try adequately. I'm
What
saying what
define
percentage
didn't
do you
try?
think?
What constitutes that you have to try? Like what in your book marks off? Hey, this guy tried. Okay, he's passed the test. What's your definition of that?
Well, it's not that hard. Go on pretty much all the dating sites. You tried for, let's say, for a year. You've been on all the dating sites, did whatever that, you swiped or you messaged or whatever, and you've gone out. You've joined social circles. You've gone to and you've spoken to people. You've been social. So if you did that for a year, in my opinion, then you have an argument to say you're incel. I don't think most guys that haven't gotten laid in the last year have done that. I do believe there's a certain percentage of men that are legit incels. I'm just asking, what percentage do you think the legit incels are? The ones that have tried and have failed. Not the losers
I think that is the
that don't
legitimate.
try.
Yeah.
Not the losers that don't try and just sit around and complain. The ones that actually put in the effort and failed.
I mean, I'll say 30%.
I'd say the majority of that 50% is trying, just by know my social circle, in real life. Most guys, like, they know the dating market's hard. Like, that meme is out there on the normies, and they're trying. They're going to the gym. They're making more money each year. They're progressing their education. I mean, there's guys trying their butt off in this whole market. But you're right. There's guys that don't try at all. But the question is, if they did try, what would be the result? I mean, some guys like a 2 out of 10. If he was to go to the gym, he'd become an orc.
Yeah, agreed. So you guys seem to all be hovering 30% of the male population.
Okay, we
Well,
have
the
Pori.
self-admitted, yeah,
Pori.
33. Yeah.
We have Pori on Looks Live. Hello, Pori. Can you hear us?
Hey, what's up? Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
All right. So,
Floor is yours.
should I just start talking about my experience?
Yeah,
or...
go ahead. Right ahead.
All right. So I come from like a really weird background. I actually work as a hairstylist, so I experience a lot of female nature just by my job definition.
Gay?
And the way I found... No, I'm not gay. I'm actually straight. A lot of people assume I'm gay because I'm tall, skinny, and my voice sucks.
Yeah.
Hello, Kevin.
All right. So what is your experience then? Are we wrong in what we're saying?
So a lot of my friends are actually less attractive than me. People tend to find me conventionally attractive, so I tend to have a lot of people who don't believe like in anything Blackpill. But in my experience just working with the ladies I work with, they actually show all the signs. Any man who comes in who's under a certain height, they treat like a child. Any man over a certain height, they flirt with. They want more attention from.
Women.
In your
just get it clear.
business or
in your business, women.
Yeah,
treat
just
these guys. Okay.
Yeah, like women when they come in, most women don't actually want to cut women's hair. They're actually like very opposed to seeing girls because they want guys because they can get better tips from them because guys are going to give them money. So it tends to be
hairdressers.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's strange. Anyways, yeah.
That's strange. Yeah. What getting hair? Someone giving you a service and you get a tip from them. That's weird.
Yeah.
That's like the opposite.
No,
That's
like if sorry,
yeah.
Discombobulated there. A lot of my coworkers though they really have disdain for any men who come in, especially guys under a certain height. They treat just like children.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it not presented like if a guy comes in, he's below like 5'6". They literally treat him like a child. Their voice will literally change.
Brutal.
Their attitude towards them will basically be that of like, "Oh, you're so cute," in the very disparaging sort of way. And I see it just because I'm a pretty tall dude. I'm 6'3", so most people kind of give me a little bit of leeway in how I act because I'm just taller, so they don't want to like piss me off. But
how
like
do you treat those short men?
all the guys that are shorter, I feel bad for them because they get treated like shit. And I've even noticed subconsciously, sometimes even when talking to them, my attitude changes even when I meet a guy who's like similar height to me versus the guy who's smaller than me.
Yeah, it's inevitable. It's just biology.
In some respects, that's how I kind of feel.
Yeah.
So when did you get blackpilled? When did you realize that it was all about looks, or not all about looks, but mostly about looks?
Mainly when it came to dating, I always kind of felt like looks were a lot more important than people presented. Because when I was younger, I didn't have a big social circle. I didn't meet too many people. So the only way I met people was by trying to look as good as I could, and there'd be people who just randomly add me on Facebook or MySpace back when that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically how I met people, is people just approach me. I wasn't really good at approaching. I was pretty shy as a
how
kid.
it worked.
So.
Yep.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's First's bread and butter. That's where he comes from. He's like, just look good,
bread and butter.
and things will happen, right? I would say that you need to make some effort, but First will say like even minimal or negligible effort with the right looks will grant you difference, like a difference in your dating market?
Well, I mean, you could be a Chad, right? Like an actual Chad, and sit home, play video games all day, and you won't get jack shit.
Exactly. You need
If you
women
don't
to
have
see
social
you.
media.
Not unless you don't. If you have like no social media. If you have
Yeah,
social
yeah.
media, you're gonna get DM'd.
Yeah, but social media is also a form of social circle maxing in a way, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to put like minimal effort. Just put yourself out there, I guess. Assuming you are good looking enough. That's where I'm coming from.
Well,
and then you will have results, right? You will start to get.
Corey, what's your dating life like?
Really bad actually. I am like one of the most incompetent people you'll ever meet. Like I can personify it really well for my job, but truthfully, I haven't gone on a date for probably the better part of a year, and my last girlfriend was 7 years ago, and literally no one believes me on that. Like all of my friends are like, "What the fuck?" Even the women I know at work are just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Hey, this is the Overton window. This is the Overton window we talk about. This is what's going on. This guy that we consider a Chad back in your day, this is what's going on. This is how hard it is.
Is that due to lack of effort?
And he's a hairdresser, and he's got the prime job to meet females, and still.
He's
my.
he's
And what part of America are you from? What part of
West Coast.
West Coast.
Now there is
He's
one
gay.
caveat.
You're probably in California, right?
No. But my
Yeah, the
point
West
is,
Coast is a sausage fest.
I'm conservative, so a lot of people very quickly would disagree with me just because just the politics here are very, very left-leaning. So if you aren't going to support someone with socialist
your age?
viewpoints, it's
Pori, what's
harder
your
to get a
age?
girlfriend.
Pori, how old
if I
are you?
switch
Women don't care about your politics. Women do not care. Do you know what their politics are? Their politics is whatever Chad they like, and whatever his politics is, that's the politics they
Legit.
take whatever politics the guy they like.
Maybe at
has.
his level it
They
doesn't
do.
matter since he's not.
Legit.
Well, their politics are virtue signal.
Yeah, women don't really have
so
any
whatever
strong
goes with the crowd.
leanings. Women don't really have any strong leanings. They lean towards the man that they're dating or that they want to date. By the way, Pori, how old are you? Because the chat wanted to know.
Just turned 29.
Okay, all right. So that's just the
He
framework.
said
But
MySpace. Like, how old is you think he is?
29. Okay, 29. Okay. All right.
16.
Pori, we need to keep moving because I'm going to end the stream soon. So thanks for your contribution.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right. See ya.
He said it himself. No social circle. You fail. That's the Overton window. 6'3" hairdresser Chad, and still an issue.
So Jay,
Welcome to the West Coast. Welcome to the West Coast.
Jay,
we don't know if he's actually
Jay is
Chad,
on. I'm gonna read
definitely
some
getting
super
harder.
chats. I'm gonna read some super chats. So where did I get up to? Gresh. I think I got up to Gresh, who said for $10, there's a big push on many MGTOW channels for positive. I think I read this. For positivity and forgiveness towards women. The Blackpill has really been spreading, huh? Creators have noticed their audiences becoming more bitter. Name withheld said, guests or echo, no sound on video. Not sure if that's just trolling. Ash Gray said, game over for 19, I think that's Czech money. So I'm going to refresh this and get the recent live chats. And then hopefully we'll have Jay after this point. So let me get back to this. Body Boyer Radio said, exit scam with S-Chat again. Your Bimax will be rejected by NHS. I guess he's saying that the healthcare, free healthcare won't help me. Anumina Melon for $5, £5 said nothing. Augusta J said, in celibate lives matter, I can't breed. James Games said, just donated $1. James Games said $2. Where can I watch this later and previous streams? I'll upload this once I edited out the swear words and made it Susan Wojcicki ready. Mr. Twister for 50 SEK said, Most of people who go to the gym don't know what they're doing. They are lazy and quit after 3 months. Every guy goes to the gym. Stupid comment. Star Scream said, I can't breed for 3 Great British pounds. Joseph Yitzkeleti said, for £5, he said, game is a small piece of the looks mix. A way to demo IQ and hormonal health, low cortisol plus HT, determined by genes, nutrition in early years. Anumina Melon for £5 said, cold approaching as a tall, decent normie opens up a lot of opportunities. Saying it doesn't is defeatist. Alrighty, so those are the super chats as they stand. Anyone wanna?
What do you think of that last point first? Because he's kind of
Well, you just had a tall normie, and he hasn't had a girlfriend in 7 years. I mean,
Well,
it doesn't work
he's not
anymore,
cold
especially in
approaching,
COVID.
though.
How do we know that? He says he has tried or whatever. I'm not sure, but I don't think it works anymore for a. What are you going to do as a normie cold approach? I mean, most guys, what are you going to even
Yeah,
say?
no.
I mean,
I would
it's
agree.
so
Like, as a
unnatural. It's
normie-
so unnatural in the first place. Why
So
don't
here's
you
the
guys
thing.
do a video of cold approaching? I want to see you autistic pieces of shit do like a cold approaching video. Watch you like just.
Yeah.
The thing is, as a normie, cold approaching won't work, and as a chat, it will work, but you don't need it. So why would you? So
Exactly.
It's
just
all right. Jay,
it's just.
Tahoe.
I mean, guys get nervous.
It's a paradox.
Jay Tahoe is you're on Looks Live. Jay Tahoe.
Hey, good evening. Good evening, Face. Good evening.
Good evening.
From New York, guys.
All right.
Hello, man.
It's over. How are you?
How's everybody
What do you
doing
have to
tonight?
say?
The rope is tightening.
I mean, my console tilt is still more negative than the content in your videos, so we're good.
Okay.
Brutal.
So, what's your?
The
floor is yours.
All right, cool. So, I wanted to talk about the topic of your video tonight because I know we kind of strayed away from that.
Yeah.
Should the
Long
inkwells embrace normies in the Blackpill community?
Yeah.
Right. What's your thoughts on that?
So, pretty much, I am a normie in the sense of the word. I have a couple of strikes against me. I'm a manlet. I have a negative console tilt, but my dating life's been pretty good. You've probably seen the infamous DMs on first stream.
You're 40, so you're
those were actually
40, right?
mine.
So you're like 40 something.
I'm
right?
30.
30. Okay. How 30 is 30 directly?
No, I am exactly 30.
Okay.
I'll be 31 at the end of the year.
Okay. You're a white guy in like a Middletown American city.
I'm 45 minutes away from New York City.
How tall
Okay.
are you? This may be the important question.
I am 5'7".
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. You must be very good looking.
Yeah, Jay, talk about your brother versus yourself. How the little age difference you guys have. He's what, 26 and you're 30, and just that little difference. And even though he's more chat or whatever, he's having a worse of a time just because he's younger.
Yeah. So my brother mogs me into oblivion. First, to seeing pictures of both of us. Generally, the consensus that I get, when I'm in the Discords, is that facially I'm like a 6 out of 10, but I'm a manlet. My brother is more like a 7 out of 10, like a Chad Light, and he's, at least average height. He's either 5'10" or 5'11", but his body count is low for what you'd think somebody who looks like him would look like, and I've had a good dating life. Let's just say that much.
I mean, if incels rate you as 6, I'm gonna go ahead and say you're a 7 at least.
I'm definitely not a 7 because I have like I said, my negative console tilt is I do have blue hunter eyes, but I have a pretty bad negative console tilt. I look sleepy or tired.
Yeah, but if the rest is good, then
Do we agree that traits to one's attractiveness and others, like a person that has a recessed chin like that picture you have is way more of a disadvantage than
Yeah. So, but
long
but
mid face.
I don't want to stray too far away from the topic, though. But yeah, so
Sure.
I have noticed that my brother, being just 5 years younger than me, it's a different world because he's a much better looking than I am, and you know,
Is
I've
his
had much
dating
more
life
success
better
than
than
he has.
yours? Is his
But
dating life better than yours?
what was that, face?
Is his dating life the same as yours or better?
No, it's worse. I have I have 90% more of a body count than him.
Okay, so you're saying that
I won't.
I guess it goes to first point that even with better looks, he's struggling more because the the Overton window has moved ever closer to the right.
When
He's younger.
When
Yeah.
did the body count mostly take place? Was enough
Well,
Tinder dating?
I hate saying this because everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, what are you doing on the stream?" But yeah, my last lay was Wednesday night.
Wow.
But
wow.
My point,
Mugs,
I don't want to go too far off topic, right? Because the topic is normies in the Blackpill community. So, is your goal to get everybody, you know, even if we're a normie, right? Because I realize that as a manlet, I'm gonna get rejected a lot. It's gonna happen.
Yeah,
like I
obvious.
know
Even
the looks
Chads
out.
get
I'm not
rejected
pretending it
sometimes.
doesn't. So do you guys want normies here? Do you want us to be cognizant of this? Is it no, you're not incel? Like, what are you even doing on the stream? Like, what's the consensus?
I want him here.
All right.
Same.
Okay. For
I
me,
think,
I'll speak for myself.
yeah.
I would, as someone who is hideously, depressingly ugly, I would prefer to be in the company of men who go through the exact same treatment that I do, who go to lunch at work and women look down and avoid them, that they get laughed at in the streets. I want to be surrounded by men who share the same pain that I experience. I really don't want to talk to 6 out of 10 guys who, you know, had a girlfriend last week but they feel ugly. They got laid last weekend but not the weekend before. I just want to, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, split hairs or be rude or anything, but being in celibate is such a uniquely depressing thing that I want to be surrounded by people who are sharing the same experience, so I can, you know, I don't have to. People just get where I'm coming from. I don't have to be explicit. I don't feel like I'm talking to someone who's, you know, banging a girl 1 minute and then saying he's depressed the next minute. You know.
So my point to that, can I make a point to that? Yeah, I get that. We all want to talk to people that, you know, we can identify with, right? But my question with that, though, is if you're just talking to people who are in the same boat as you, can't it become a bit of an echo chamber?
It can be, but like I'm open to like a Blackpill community where we all share ideas and experiences, but sometimes I want to be in the community of men who are depressed about their looks, not depressed that they didn't get the Stacy that they idealized, that they
couldn't get anything at all.
craved. They've tried for 10 years. They've tried, you know, they've approached 100 women and got nothing. I'm just saying that it's very different. It speaks to your own looks if you think that a 6 out of 10 guy experiences the same as a 3 out of 10 guy. They're completely different.
I know they don't. So here's, and I don't mean to cut you off, but here's the point I'm trying to make, right? As a normie, what the black pill means to me, right? Because now that I've seen your content, I can't, in my own relationships, and when I'm like out and about, it causes me to analyze the behavior of people very critically. It's almost like once you see it, you can't unsee.
You can't unsee it, yeah.
So if you recall, I was on your stream about 2 years ago, and I was way more blue-pilled back then.
Probably me too. Yeah, exactly. I was. Yeah.
and yeah, so like and yeah, like I do think that there's a lot of exaggeration in Blackpill.
Yeah.
So you have to see it from this point of view too, right? You know how you guys say like people tell you haven't tried hard enough, and that's insulting, right? Because you have, and you are at that looks level where women don't find it acceptable.
Yeah.
But what I see a lot of in Blackpill too is that there's a lot of guys who post pictures, and they're pretty much normies. Some of them even mog me.
For real. Yeah.
And they're actually the ones they're using the Blackpill as a cope, not to do work. And
thank you.
Thank you. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Right. So I knew my height was a problem when I was a teenager. I got into lifting weights when I was 15 years old, and I was 120 pounds and stickly as a freshman in high school. I spent the next 3 years bulking up. I ate. So I had like a 3,500 caloric intake per day. And by the time I was a senior, I was 17 years old. I could bench press 250 pounds. I was like 170 pounds muscle and like 12% body fat. And all of a sudden, I was, went from like nothing. Like women wouldn't even look my way. I was getting compliments. Even being a man, like people would make comments to my physique. And it was like, a totally new experience. But in a way, right? This is a Blackpill, right? You're like okay, like right. I can't relate to you in that regard because I guess my faith was was always good enough. But in a way, it was like, oh, people are only interested in me now because I look good. But it's all. But to backtrack, the point I'm trying to make is that was a lot of fucking work. Like 2 hours daily in the gym, right? Running 5 miles a day. We're talking like, watching my diet. And this was in high school. So to me, when somebody tells me like, no, that's bullshit, that doesn't work, I feel insulted. Can you see that?
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you've put in the effort and it's not being recognized.
If I hadn't have done that, I could have very well been incel.
Okay.
Yeah, at least you had options, though. That's the whole point.
So that's an example of someone, the self-improvement made a massive difference in dating life, correct?
Okay, but we need to be clear that that your profile picture, which I'm assuming is you, you're not hideous. I don't see a long mid face. I don't see bulbous, bulging out eyes. I don't see any death sentences in your face. You're like the perfect person to be looks maxing or to be surgery. To be gym maxing.
There, that's my face.
Are you posting it? Where are you posting that?
No, I came on camera.
Okay.
Jay, I just have a point to make. I think that you grew up in a time when that was possible. I think if you were to be like your brother's age, I don't think it would be the same thing. That's how fast the dating market moves. Is that, and you see that in your whole family. You see that you saw the difference between your brother just being 5 years difference. And
no, I do agree. It has gotten harder because, yes, we can't deny that like smartphones have definitely accelerated hypergamy. That's just a fact.
All right, Jay, now, you don't have the death sentences that I do. So it's easy for you to say, hey, I just went to the gym and I just did the right things. Everyone should be able to do it to an extent.
I am not going to say that. I agree that there is a looks level where if you're below that, it's going to make things really, really exponentially harder for you.
That's me.
I'm not going to bullshit you with that.
Yeah. That's my level.
It only gets worse.
What I'm saying is there are a lot of guys that I see in the Discords who have shown their faces and they're like, or they're saying like, I'm what really pisses me off, right, is that me as a 5'7" guy, the guy goes, oh, I'm 5'11", it's over. I'm not gonna get chat. I'm like,
okay, Jay, hold up, Jay, listen, let me break it down for you. I've had guys in my DMs today, this week, who said, I feel like I'm ugly. I need a rating. My girlfriend is acting distant. Like I wanna beat these guys up.
Anymore.
I want to beat these guys up. So there are this. this
But
this
you
this,
also have
this
the
speaks this
you
speaks
also
to
have
my
the really negative.
hello. This speaks to the point I'm trying to make in this live stream. Hello, Jay. Wait. This
You
speaks to
have
the
girls.
point I'm.
She's cucking you for Chad.
All right, but this speaks to the point I'm trying to make in this live stream that the incel the power of the incelibate community is being watered down by these average looking guys who say I'm incelibate too, and then normies will look at the average looking guys and say, oh, every incelibate guy is average looking. Every incelibate guy doesn't really have anything to complain about. They're just not trying hard enough. And it overshadows the actual ugly guys who are hideously ugly. That's my problem.
Yes, do the ding thing.
The ding.
The ding. There we go.
But there's a point that Zoomers are experiencing. So I think that is to overestimate like the issue for themselves. But I think that's what's going on, and that's Jay. That you're seeing that in your life. You're seeing that with your brother. So.
Yeah. So Face, what I was going to ask you is, how do you feel about the Oh shit! I just lost my track of thought. I'm a fucking boomer. About normies.
Happens to me. I'm old as shit.
The normies who say, well, don't try because if you're not Chad, she's automatically cucking you.
Oh yeah, that annoys me. That annoys me.
If you're a
like,
normie, don't even try.
That annoys me because I go some way between First and me. First will say it's like all about social maxing, which it is in 2020, but I've spoken to guys who are like 17 years old, and they're like, well, I read online that women only want chads, therefore I'm never gonna try. Like, what? You expect women to break down your basement door and subject? I don't want to say the R word, but subject you to intimacy against your will. Like, that's not going to happen. You do need a social circle. You do need to be normal. You do need to be neurotypical. You do need to go outside and have women look at you in order for them to judge whether you're attractive or not. They're not going to judge you based on you sitting on a forum and posting, right?
So yeah, absolutely. And the Blackpill, here's what it's done for me. It's caused me to really observe my, the relationships of people around me. And what I've found, right, is that, like, yeah, cucking, it happens on occasion. I've actually seen a girl cheat on a guy for a guy, like, of similar looks level. I've seen it for Chad once or twice, but from what I've seen, that's like, isolated incidents here and there. So everybody's saying, like, she's just gonna cook you for Chad. I'm like, it happens in one-offs, but it's not. This is not like an everyday thing. And I want to.
That's because Chads are rare. But
I want to draw. Right, but I want to draw attention to this. Right, whenever a red pillar takes like a not so great looking guy and goes, well, see, he has a girlfriend. That's an outlier, right? It's just hey, that guy, that's an outlier. Like, he got lucky or whatever. Cool. All right, that's the black pill argument. My point is that, like, everybody says all women are gonna cook you. This is what all women do. Whereas, like, I don't know if we have a study that shows that. That's kind of anecdotal. Because in my personal experience, that is the behavior of a subset of women, and it does like it does happen.
But
and
first,
saying a Walt, they're all like that, and that is where I guess for normies, right? The reason they like rag on black pillars, it's a perceived misogyny.
All right, but First brought up a really good point last week or 2 weeks ago. It's not even so much a question that women will cheat on you. It's a question that men can't even get a text from women to get into a relationship in the first place.
Yeah, so for incels, but the point I was trying to make, I was asking you, Face, your opinion on normies who say don't try because you'll just get cucked. all
Jay, I
in,
think what the issue we're running into here is what Red Pill Rebellion talked about at the beginning of the stream is the nuance factor of all this. That people just don't get nuance. Like the majority of people just don't get the nuance that there's different variables running around here. So that we're gonna have two sides of this coin. We're gonna have some normies that are just they shouldn't be incel, and some are legit incel. So I think there's just a lot of nuance running around here that we're not really addressing.
Yes, and I also wanted to say this too, and I brought this up on Pygmea's stream. Face, I think what we should do is have we should try to work towards finding a hard criteria that defines, incel, a certain height, a certain facial attractiveness, where the advice we give people is based on that, right? For some people, the advice should be limb lengthening and surgery, and
it's kind of hard to do.
I think there's more nuance to that even because it depends on location. Like FACEandLMS, like the classic things you say, like short, like messed up face. Like there's guys in California where I live that are Hispanic because they're part of the Hispanic community. They basically get assigned a girlfriend by their nature of the social circle. Jay, remember what you put it?
Yeah.
Like Chad may have like the robust jawline, but like what is it? Juan has like Carlos has the robust social circle. So but in the UK you don't see that because you don't have a Hispanic population that's native to the land. So like it's totally different. I think it's like just like real estate, location. That's why some guys are C-maxing.
Location is a big one.
Yeah. It's not. It's not.
Because there's guys I go outside and there's guys that are like they should be incel and they're not, and there's guys that shouldn't be incel and just because they're a white guy, just because there might be a 6'3" white guy, but because of his dog shit social circle and because white people are autistic in America, and they don't have like families anymore, he's screwed.
Yeah, I'm gonna postulate this because being in New York, we have a very large Hispanic community, and I've worked and lived in a lot of large Hispanic communities. It's not really, you don't really see Chad Riguez out there slaying normie. It's normie Hispanic guys.
Yeah.
And what was funny is like people say JBW, but Latina women before I learned to speak Spanish really just ignored me. I was just kind of there. But if you're white and you learn Spanish, all of a sudden like you become a commodity somehow. But
okay.
I would say on a whole, Hispanics are the least impacted by the black pill.
All right, Jay,
even though they have the characteristics that are black pill, like they have because of the corn diet in Mexico, they have messed up jawlines, they have messed up teeth, they have short height, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But they escape the black pill like 9 out of 10 times.
Yeah, they have a strong social
traditionalism. Exactly, traditionalism. Because no, you know what traditional implies? Dating. The whole dating is like an autistic, weird thing of urbanism. We did not have dating in the past. We had family, basically arranged marriages for all of the West, not just India, and they still do that. Basically, they have a soft arrange, and that's what the problem is in Western countries. We do not have a matchmaking culture. We don't have a matchmaking culture. It does go away, but it slowly goes away over time, and they're doing much better than like white guys, the white chads, the white chad lights.
But wait, like the next generation will have a much harder time.
All right, I'm trying to get some new people in, but they're not ready. But Jade, can you make a final point before we move on? Because I'm going to try and finish in about 15 minutes because this has been a good stream, and one thing I've learned about me is have me in small doses. Like if you have me for 5 hours, I'm just gonna embarrass myself and be cringy. But if you have me like in 2
I
short
agree.
hours,
You don't want an 8-hour MGTOW dictionary stream.
Exactly.
All
right, so Jade Tahoe,
you don't want an 8-minute MGTOW dictionary.
By the way, I just wanted to call out
a dumpster fire.
Yeah.
I just wanted to call out that MGTOW dictionary thinks he's so Chad. He's 185 pounds and he's 6'1", and I'm the same weight at 5'7", so
wow,
he's a skinny.
Oh,
bitch.
I thought you were
that
going to say
muscle?
he's 180.
Is that muscle?
He said he's
That's pretty much
185
what he is.
pounds, so he's an ectocell.
But
anyway,
isn't
I-
MGTOW's dictionary's stream about how many lays he's had? Isn't that like the overarching
prostitutes?
Overarching
Yeah,
theme?
he's a bitch, but
Yeah.
he called me a simp because I'm dating someone taller than me, and I was like, okay, like.
All right.
Anyway,
so let me add.
But anyway,
sorry.
my final point. Let me get to that. This is my final point. So let me nail you down to this, right? Like you always say, is there a psychological component to attraction?
Very
Yes.
minor.
Yes.
Okay, how deep do you
Which
think
it
that
is.
goes?
In my opinion, can you elaborate a little bit on the what do you
Really
mean with
quick before we
psychological?
move on, because I gotta keep it
Does-
moving. Jay, quick.
Yes, yes.
Sorry to rush you, but I need time.
No, it's okay. I can we can address this another time if you want to just get to the next guest face.
No, Jay, you're totally valid. There is and it's it can make or break you. But I think that part comes into once you already established a relationship. But the thing is, we have guys that can't find the starting line, just like Monday said. There's guys that can't get a text back. So like that advice for the psychological part comes if you can already attract the woman. You know, it's that game becomes is can you keep her? You know, don't text a million times. You know, and throw her off.
That's
That's basics. But the problem is guys can't find the starting line to this race. They're like walking around with their glasses knocked off while they're like Chad's is taken off like at a 9-second 100-meter, you know. So you know there's this problem that we have.
Oh yeah, all right.
I
So
think,
first, Jay, I've got to keep it moving. Jungly said, "Why does every caller sound like they have a low IQ?" If you add me on FACEandLMS 3804, we can test your IQ out. So
Good point.
you know,
let's see.
let's see if you're smart enough. So Jay, I've got to keep it moving. But thanks for your call. All right.
Yes. Have a good night.
And you. All right. Keep on moving. Let's move to Shin. Shin is on Looks Live. Oh, I unmuted.
Hello.
Hello, Shin. You're
Hi,
British, mate.
So, what's the agenda on today?
Oh my gosh, have you listened to this?
I'm joking.
Okay.
So I'm a 410 curry cell.
Oh, wow.
4'10".
Wow.
No, not a 410. I mean 4 out of 10.
Oh, okay, 4 out of 10. Okay. I was gonna say, wow.
5'10 in height.
Okay.
5'10"?
Yeah.
Wow, you're doing good for a curry.
But it's still bad.
No, 5'10" is good. It's good enough.
All right.
No,
sorry,
I still
sorry.
get
So,
mocked and
sorry, let's just be clear.
If you're gonna complain,
It's good in 2010. 5'10" was good in 2010.
Yeah.
No,
for
I
real.
think it's good enough.
No. It's good enough to you know, go shopping. It's not good enough to get a
5'11" was good in 2011.
Yeah.
Every year adds
the
an extra
rule.
inch of height. Yeah.
Yeah, that's every year it gets 1 inch. Just add an inch to every year. So
Over to
Tinder.
window.
Tinder came out in 2012, so
over
just
to
add an
window
inch
keeps
after
moving. Okay, Carousel. Go ahead.
But I'll tell you one thing. My experiences have been really dog shite.
Of course.
From the start. So, yeah, it's not really going well for me. No matter how much.
What
my
have you
height is
tried?
a
What have you
factor.
tried?
Why haven't I what?
What have you tried to get a girlfriend?
Well, I tried obviously social maxing.
Okay, first.
Searched
you
up
tried
on the internet how to somehow be a laughable person.
Wait,
or
how old
whatever
are
that
you? You
means.
seem young. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Yeah. So, have you gone through college yet?
I skipped that. I don't want to do it.
Well, that's stupid.
Well, I mean, it's pretty brutal if I did.
you
go.
sign up for those classes, young man. Listen to us. You work hard, get that engineering degree, so you can make cool
Nah, I
plans
don't
for the
think
normie woman to go visit other countries.
No, I don't think it would work if I went overboard.
So you have a job now, or what are you
four
doing?
out, 4 out of 10
I'm basically
Carousel,
eating.
5'10". So
think-
4 out of 10 in looks, 5'10" height.
In height.
Are you
So what did you
approaching
say about work?
Asian women? Are you approaching South Asian women, white women, black women?
I approached them all really.
Okay. And what was the feedback you got from them?
Usually, just see you as a friend or stuff like that, or
Okay.
Blatant outright, you're just so ugly. So
Wow.
no point.
So first, what would you say against that?
So you're Indian. You need to do what the Indians do, and that's arranged marriages. That's how it works, and they report being happier doing that. I mean, your parents are, for a lot of incels, your parents fucked up. Like, there's a lot of boomer parents that should not have had kids, and that's going to be the main issue. I mean, they decided, hey, let's throw our kid into the huge like hypergamy dating market of the fucking West.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm really lucky.
People can't.
Well, I'm really lucky considering my mum's taller than my dad.
Your mom's taller than your dad, but that just goes to show how different things were. Like all these permutations of differences were possible in like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, but not anymore. It's over now. Like we're in a completely alien age where I'm live streaming possibly to guys who are 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10 who are struggling.
No, they're all zeros, sub-zeros too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I'm not going to say they're as bad as me. They may ascend before I do, or I won't ascend. They will ascend, possibly. But it just goes to show that a 2 out of 10 can be on a live stream on a Saturday night with a 6 out of 10, and we're both sharing certain things in common. Not everything, but certain things in common. That's how bad things have gotten.
It's terrible.
Yeah, but the thing is, if I did arrange marriage, Max, what's the actual long-term prospect of this?
Yeah, she could divorce him. She could be like, well,
what's the long-term prospect of Normie, or even what the Chad Light has? They all get divorced in the end. There is no long-term There's no long-term prospect of your life, of human like civilization. There is no long-term prospect in anything.
Do you even have the option to arrange Max? Because that option for ethnics that are in the West is actually fading because it's becoming more taboo.
I do, but considering I don't have a relative career, I'm pretty much fucked.
All right. Can you guys stay on stream while I play this? It's a quick video. It will just add to the fuel of our talking points. So I don't know if you can all see this first. I don't know if you can see this. I think Youngface and Red Pill Rebellion can. All right. So if you're, I think I can see two people watching my stream, watching my screen. Youngface and Red Pill Rebellion. First, you haven't clicked on my screen, so I'll have to describe it to you. Okay. Right. I can't.
No, I see it in the live stream. So watch it.
All right. Okay. All right. So this you're gonna see it delayed. Okay. If you're looking at the live stream. All right. Flaus, I'll get to you soon. Women are valuable no matter what.
What's that ER then about? Why is it italicized? What's that signify?
It was an accident. I promise.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was an accident, guys.
It was an accident. I promise.
What's that accident? Oops. Sorry. Just like Kyle, man.
Right. So this is this girl. I had to mute her audio. I muted her audio. Do you notice anything about the video at all? Does anything stand out? The leg. Yep. Doesn't matter. Most of her is a female. That's all that matters.
Imagine a guy doing this. Just imagine.
That's all that matters. I'm guessing that so many men will think, she's so brave. She has a one leg. She'll accept me. Juggernaut law, right?
Yeah,
She'll accept me because
Juggernaut law.
Yeah.
Not happening.
A woman's flaws don't matter anymore. A woman's flaws only add to her attractiveness, because a woman's flaws in 2020 make her seem more approachable. So it's only getting worse.
Now we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, are we back? Did you cut off?
I'm here.
All right, good. I said as long as the pussy is intact, we're good.
Serious, that is it. I've seen transgender women get boyfriends because they look feminine. It's. I think this is even a step too far. I think you don't even have to have a vagina. You just need to look like you have a vagina. You
need to be assigned female. Actually,
assigned female.
You look like a guy as long as you call
That's
yourself a woman.
Shin, can you make a quick point, because I'm going to go to Flaus next.
Well, shout out to Colvin76. Shout out to Base-Cell. Shout out to Daydream Incel. And see you later, I guess.
Thanks, bro.
See you later,
See ya.
lad.
High IQ, high IQ.
And it's Flaus next. This is good because we're like fully engaging in different opinions, various different opinions, and for once I'm not like nervous and shaking in my seat. So this is good. No, serious. Like I have
because I'm
social
here.
anxiety. Yeah, man. My daddy's here because I have social anxiety. I have to be in the right kind of frame of mind, the right mood.
The right
And,
amount of sips of
You got to
alcohol.
hold frame, bro. That's what we're talking about. Red Pill, hold frame.
All right, Flaus, I added you, so it's up to you now to click on live stream and come. Let me just go to some live chats while you're getting ready.
Yeah, you could also just move him. Probably be easier.
Could I? All right, let me move him. Move. I can't move him. I've
Is he
added
not
him
even
as...
in a voice channel?
No, he's not. So I can't.
Nope.
I can't move him.
Over
Right. So let me
for IQ tools.
supers. All right. So let me. Hopefully, I don't read the same ones I've read before. Shotting from the sky, which is lacking a T. That's shooting. Shutting from the sky says for $5. Guys are cold approaching women with infant kids. Sad. Anumina Melon, £5 says, I cold approached for 3 months. I slept with 4 women. Now I rely on Tinder. Poor results. Approaching beats social media.
Tinder.
Yeah. Approaching
Wow.
beats social media. I'm 6'3", high tier normie. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
like
I mean, it's a child
yeah,
line,
yeah, he's not really an incel. So it kind of cheapens our talking points because he's getting laid, and he's the kind of guy that will get laid and say, oh, I struggle, and then people will say, but when did you last get laid? And he'll be like, this morning, and then they'll say, oh, well, you're not really struggling. Therefore, all incels aren't
He went
struggling.
from 5 days a week to like 3, and he's like, man, the dating market is getting hard.
Exactly. Reborn for £5 says, Sub-8 theory is used to justify normies entering incel communities and seeking self-validation in presence of uglier men. No 5+ will ever be incel. First, you're into the sub-8
The
theory.
Overton window's moving. It's not it's a fluid dating market. Also depends on location. A 5 out of 10 in Bolivia will do fine and have like 3 kids. A 5 out of 10 in London will die roping, so off the Big Ben. So it's a lot different. No, there's guys that are going to be at 6 out of 10 and are going to be incel. The dating market's getting tougher, and there's a whole male oversupply issue too. Every year, there's 10 million extra baby boys being born. Every year, that's a documented fucking fact. And it's like, so there will be 5 out of 10 men that are incel. Keep wasting your money in these super chats that are just fucking retarded. Keep doing it. Gives me face more money.
I tried
what
to
I
get
think is
Flaus
that
on,
if you're
but
over a
Flaus...
5, if you're over a 5, so you're a 6 or a 7, you could still be incel since it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
However, I don't think all your options are like closed. Basically, you still have a way. It's just going to be extremely, extremely hard for you. Where that's what I think.
Yeah, it's not impossible. It's improbable.
Yeah.
Okay, I tried to get Flaus on. I added him, and he's not clicking on the right button, which is the live stream button. So
No,
I've
he's
added
in here
Jaded.
now.
I've
Is
added
it Jaded?
Jaded. I've added Jaded instead because Jaded is there.
Oh,
So
okay.
Jaded, you're on Looks Live.
Oh, hi, what's up? I was the guy on like the last stream. I was talking about the weird hookup thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I just came back on because I just wanted to talk about like the recent thing that happened.
Your what?
Oh. I've been talking to like another person. I'm kind of high.
So what do you want to talk about?
If a girl's like over you and she doesn't add you from Snapchat, does it mean it's over or if it's not?
What the fuck?
Flush.
What did you say? Sorry, I had an interruption. What did you? I
High
missed
IQ
that.
hours.
I missed that. Is it a flush? Is it a flush?
Dude, you just,
Yeah, it's
Is
you
it a
just
flush?
blew my mind. He's
Is it
on
a
those
flush?
magic mushrooms that open up a new dimension of thinking, dude. He's like Joe Rogan on like DMT. Like, whoa,
missed
bro.
I missed it
I got a
because
buddy
I
of
had
mine.
an
what I heard,
interruption.
man.
but
I don't even know what happened.
I missed it. I had an interruption, but I'm trusting your judgment that it was a flush. Okay, let's press on with this last. I think it's the last video. Okay, so women have a lot of intimacy, just not with you. Okay, so this is it. It's a TikTok video again. No
Yeah.
surprise.
What does it read? What does it read?
It says, "I'm not gonna do anything on the first date." I muted the audio, and then she doesn't unscrewing a bottle cap meme. I don't know. I don't. Who cares? I don't care what it means. And then she's licking her tongue or something. And then it cuts to her saying "me on the first date," and it cuts to a gerbil, whatever, sucking on a water pipe thing. And then watch this. The gerbil starts deep throating. It starts deep throating the pipe. So that's her on a first date. So that's women. Women are being more honest than ever in the TikTok age.
Dude, you know what I used to believe, like only a few years ago.
Yeah.
You know how that thing,
Licking her
women will
tongue.
always
Sorry, I
have
meant
social signal
licking
that-
the instrument in front of her. Sorry, you got me.
Yeah.
I thought I could get away with the misspeaking. but
So-
you brought me up. I'm sorry. I'm a loser. I'm an idiot. Okay.
So
Go
yeah.
ahead.
So yeah, you know how women always virtue signal, at least a few years ago.
Yeah.
How, I don't have sex on the first date. I should wait at least a week or like 3 dates, a couple of dates, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And I used to actually believe that was true.
Yeah.
And until now, like women actually, as displayed in this TikTok video, they're being very honest about, they're just having sex on the first date, and that's always been going on. But we were so naive to think, they're not having sex at all. But no, the opposite is true.
Yeah.
So blue pilled.
You know why they call it a hookup culture, right? Because it's a lot of women hooking up with a few guys. It's not a hookup culture for men. That's why the whole dating, they say, oh, dating's dead. It's a hookup culture now. It's like not for like the bottom 80% of men, and they.
Yeah, I just can't believe that I actually believe that. It's kind of my
Yeah, I can't do it anymore, man.
Do you want? Nice one. Let me quickly read. Oh wow, we're sizing up. You ready for me? You ain't ready for this. Hey, boyo, you're not ready for me.
Hey, that's illegal.
All right, shall we read this quickly? I'm going to go through. You sent me this first from Russia Today. Loneliness epidemic. Half of American singles aren't looking for a relationship or even seeking casual dates, Pew poll shows. So Pew is like a trusted source. So half of single adults in the US aren't looking for casual dates, let alone a committed relationship, reflecting a trend towards more reclusive lifestyles in Japan and other developed nations. A new Pew Research Center poll showed some 50% of Americans who aren't in a relationship aren't seeking a committed partner or trying to find dates, Pew reported on Thursday, based on a polling that was done on October 2019. As for those open to romance, only 14% said they are looking specifically for a relationship. A total of 10% want casual dates only, while 20% are open to either dating or relationships. Okay, here is the key point. I'm going to read this next quote and then I'll stop. While 61% of single Americans, while 61% of single American males are looking for dates or relationships, only 38% of women considered themselves to be in the dating market. Pew said the most common reasons given were that the respondents hadn't had more important priorities, or that they just enjoyed single life. So I could go a bit further, but the summary is that more women, like this is like statistics now, more women find that their results aren't worth their time, and so they're bowing out of the dating market. They're still banging, guys, left and right. But
that's why I
they're
say
not
the
settling down.
incel rate is 50%.
Yeah, they're not settling
because look
down.
at the situation.
They don't want a relationship. Whereas it's even studies, studies are more reluctant to admit that men are suffering, but even studies are saying now that men, more than women, are trying to get a relationship, but they can't. Now they'll blame it on
men, right? 68 versus or 62 versus 38. So there's like 2 men for every 1 woman looking for a relationship. So how does this odds make sense? That basically means for every one of those guys, that's a 50% incel rate right there. This is pure research. This is real numbers.
So going back to the Red Pill stream I was on, they didn't want to hear my commentary. We've got stats backing us up that the inceldom is growing. But no one wants to hear it. It's an offense to women, I guess. That's the overall narrative, that if you post studies that men are struggling, it means you hate women. It means you want women to be barefoot and pregnant, and you're a basement dweller, and you haven't tried, and you haven't shaven, and you haven't showered, and it builds up this narrative of you just because you look at studies and statistics and look at facts.
I just can't handle it anymore, man.
Maybe that's what blue pillars. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I just can't handle it anymore, man.
Red Pill, we can hear you.
You can hear me?
The channel will be,
demonetized,
removed at this rate.
All right.
Okay.
So yeah, no, the blue pill narrative is that anything that makes women look bad is a no-go.
Yeah.
But the red pill narrative is, oh, you just haven't tried hard enough, bro. You haven't approached enough. You haven't worked out enough. You haven't make muscles, make money, learn game, which is the lamest saying I've ever heard.
I would love to talk to Rolo. I would love to talk to Rolo, but he doesn't want to hear me. Like I even
There's
agree.
no upside.
I
for him
agree with
talking to
some
you.
of what he says, but the like 20% in which we have a disagreement with, it's enough for his audience to. It's enough to dent his audience, whereby he doesn't want it to be shown or known or heard. So he'll throw me out 100% just because I have 20% disagreement with him, whereas I have 80% agreement with him. The 20% he doesn't want to hear, because he'll throw out the whole of me because of the 20%, ignoring that I agree with him in 80% of what he says. Because it's going to dent his bottom line.
Face, have you read or listened to? I've listened to his audiobook of the Rational Male, Rolo's book, because one of my friends like, dude, you gotta listen to this.
Yeah,
and
the beginning.
You know what's funny is all these red pill books. All they do is they tell you how to navigate once you're in a relationship, but none of this content ever tells you how to get into one. How do you find the fucking starting line? They never tell you. They don't have a clue. They don't have an answer because they're too fucking old most of the time to realize what 2020 is.
There is no starting line.
The thing I said on the live stream is that their advice is 20 years out of date. They're basically still giving mystery, like a dressed up version of the mystery method. Just go to a nightclub. Just be alpha. Just show her you're confident. Just show this persona. They can't deny it. When you boil down their advice, it's not get surgery to have a robust jaw. It's stand tall, go to the gym, be the guy in the
Act like a man.
VIP section. Be the guy in the VIP section with a bottle of the most expensive champagne. It's all about status, money, confidence, game. And they can't move. There is no way that the red pill can move from that belief, because if they did, it would be black pill.
It's all about.
All right, you're killing the joke, dude. You're killing it.
All right, let's see if I can get a last caller on before I go. This has
By the
been
way,
good,
one final point about that article. Notice how they titled it "Adults."
Adults, yeah,
for sex.
of course. That's what you should expect.
It's women that aren't looking for sex, and men can't find it.
Men are desperately looking for dating,
and women can't.
options.
Yeah, they're struggling to find Chad. Pretty much, it's like a,
young men are look this from the article. Many young men are shunning intimacy. Is it because feminism and #MeToo are constant reminders of the inferiority of the male identity?
This is a red pill narrative. This is outdated.
So it's basically men are to blame. The statistics are saying that less intimacy is happening, and the retort from the media is because men are shunning it because they're scared of feminism and Me Too, and because they have,
I mean, in a way,
inferiority.
they're right, because they're looking at red pills, and this is kind of what they're saying, right?
Yeah,
marriages, Me Too,
First
this
would
and
agree
that,
with
but
me.
it's not looking at the reality.
First would agree with me that men aren't shunning intimacy; they just can't get it.
Yeah, I agree.
And they say that men are walking away from marriages. It's women who are walking away from marriages in the first place. Men are trying to desperately. Even that guy that was that Chad-like guy in that video you showed. He was trying to do the wifey thing. So I mean, men are generally, they want a marriage. They want stability. It's the women who are shy away from that because they don't need a marriage anymore. It's not the 50s where she's disenfranchised. She can't get a job. Now she makes more than that most males.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're graduating more than men now. So.
All right, I'm going to read out from the Based Pluto super chat. He said, shout out to First. On my channel, I talk to guys all the time. In Western countries, I also show data all the time. It's getting worse. I guess he means dude. All right.
Dude, I guess.
Yeah. So I didn't actually get to the point of the stream. I think I hedged around it. I was trying to say that should we accept Blackpill normies, but I might have to come back to that topic next time. But you know what? I've had a good time. I've spoken to you guys, and we've really, spoken enough. We've really indulged in a good debate. And I feel like we had a good time. I feel like I wasn't nervous and low IQ. All right, my IQ is like 85 or something, but I feel like I worked. I feel like I was fully.
Come on, don't. It's 86. Come on, give yourself a break.
I feel like I feel like I gave you the full 85. Like I wasn't 81, I wasn't 82. I feel like I gave you the full.
You're firing on all 85 points.
Cylinders, yeah, exactly. All right, so
all right,
guys, this was good. The thing about a stream, keep it short. Too much of me is a bad thing. All right, so we'll be back. Shall we do this next week? Does anyone want to come back next week?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll let you know.
Yeah, okay. All right. So first, May, that's penciled in. Yeah, it was good. So guys, thank you, and we'll talk to you soon. So we're done here. So I'm gonna bang my girlfriend now. And we'll see you next time. Thanks.
See ya.
See ya.